The Eagles took care of business in round one of the Division I 3A state playoffs against Jim Ned last Thursday 70-7 at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene, Texas. With an extra day's rest and traveling all of 10 miles to the neutral location, Brock looks to keep rolling as they face Denver City tonight in a rematch from last year's game. You're listening to Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Jerry's Buick and GMC. Right now, take advantage of their Black Friday sales with up to 20% off select models through the entire month of November. Visit jerrysbuickgmc.com or call 817-596-5581. Jake Reed alongside with the head coach of the Brock Eagles, Chad Worrell. Coach, congratulations on getting to play another week of football. Your team took a business trip to Abilene and closed the deal on a large victory against Jim Ned. How did you grade your team's overall performance?
Well, obviously, I mean, just this time of year, once you get into the playoffs, you get into the tournament, your number one goal is to win and move on. And, we did that. And so that makes us happy. I thought we came out. I thought we played well from the get-go. I thought that the intensity was there. It's definitely a playoff atmosphere for our kids. And I felt like we took care of business and did the things we needed to do.
Mikey Golden was our Guild Mortgage player of the game last week, 5 tackles for loss, including 3 sacks, adding another weapon to use an arsenal you have at the defensive line. It was only his second game to start, but by the looks of things, he acted if he had been there all year long. How did you grade his performance?
Mikey had a good game. He came up from the JV. He played in the JV for about half the season, a little bit more. And last few weeks he's been up on varsity, and he's contributed. We knew he could. It kind of speaks to our depth that we have, in our program, that we're able to pull up a guy that's been on the JV that can contribute for us. And so Mikey plays hard. He makes plays, and he does a good job with it.
A lot of kids got playing time last week. One person I want to ask about in particular was number 4, Zach Young. We all know Big Brother Zane is, and no doubt we will watch him play on Saturdays. But by the way, Zach played, getting tackles for loss, wreaking havoc in the backfield as a freshman, dropping into coverage. How did you feel as a coach watching him excel in a playoff game on varsity?
Zach stepped up. We had a couple of injuries, so we knew some of our younger linebackers may be called on that in the second half. Those guys came up, and he and Toby Morrison both came up, and Zach had an exceptional game. He plays fast, and we always tell our kids that, if you play this game fast on defense, even if you're making a mistake or not in the exact spot you're supposed to be, sometimes that speed makes up for it, and that's definitely the case with Zach. He plays hard, plays fast, and finds himself around the football line.
At one point, you had the entire freshman offense on the field, and they started to drive the ball towards the end zone. Eric and I were pulling for them to stick it in there. They were unable to do so, but showed really great efforts. How excited were you to get those guys to play last Thursday night?
Hey, that's great. Anytime you get your young kids some playing time in a varsity atmosphere, especially a playoff game, that does nothing but help for the future. When they get into that situation next year, some of them as varsity players, and they will have already experienced it, and they won't be so awestruck at the lights on Friday night. So.
You're listening to the Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Jerry's Buick and GMC. Visit jerrysbuickgmc.com or call 817-596-5581. I know you're the type of guy that isn't afraid to take your team to play anyone, anywhere, at any time, but somehow you're playing a team that has to travel 5 hours to your 10 minutes. I don't want you to get into specifics on how this handled, but I want to ask how much of it is an advantage to consider maybe this being a home field for you guys?
Well, we hope it's an advantage. Anytime you get to kind of stay on your normal routine, which is keeping the kids in school and eating your pregame meals and preparing like you do all year long, and not having to sit on a bus for a long ride, you feel like that usually plays in the hands of that team and gives you an advantage. And so we hope, we know Denver City's going to be here. We know what they're going to bring to the table. We played those guys last year, but we hope that the way things worked out, getting the game here in Weatherford
Coach, you play a Denver City team you know very well. Last year you beat them in the second round of the playoffs by 1 point, 27-26, in a game that they were very successful running the counter lead out of the shotgun with senior running back Daniel Garcia. Garcia has graduated and is playing at the next level, but the Mustangs add another back in the backfield, senior Jeremy Castillo. He and senior quarterback Cole McElroy run the ball very well. How do you intend to control their running game better than you did last year?
Well, that's the challenge. I mean, Levin McElroy, he's a stud. I mean, he'll be the fastest kid on the field tonight. He had 700 yards rushing in his first 2 games of the season before he battled some injuries. And a lot of those losses that Denver City had were just simply they just were missing a lot of their players because of injuries. But McElroy's back healthy. He makes the whole thing work. 2 and 34 in the backfield, they do a great job. They run the ball hard. They do a great job with their offense. But make no mistake, Levin's the one that makes that thing click.
Seth Bowman goes up against a secondary that was exposed last week when Denver City played Childress. But you're going up a team who, pretty good chance they may blitz. Your main game plan is to keep the ball on the ground, but when you do go to the air, what are you telling Seth to keep him out of harm's way and finding an open man?
Well, we've had to adjust our blocking up front. We've had to kind of adjust the way that we do our rollbacks and our sprint outs and things like that. We're just going to try to make adjustments, with the way that we do that, because they bring guys so hard off the edges that they force you to pull up, and where you usually can get out there and roll out a little bit wider and have time to see things develop. So we've worked on that this week, and hopefully it'll translate into being able to throw the ball some Friday night.
Childress had 3 good kickoff returns against Denver City, 1 for a touchdown, the other 2 all the way into Denver City territory, with a tandem like Letty and Tyler receiving the kicks. What do you think those guys will have a field day if Denver City doesn't come out and protect their lanes on the kickoff?
Well, I always hope to only have one chance at a kickoff return, so for them to have a field day, I hope we only see one. But no, if we take care of business with our kickoff return, it's been good to us all year long, and we definitely feel like that our special teams has been an advantage for us all year, and hopefully continue to be this week. So.
You've been listening to the Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Jerry's Buick and GMC. Visit jerrysbuickgmc.com or call 817-596-5581. Kickoff is next, but first, a word from our sponsors.
The year-end event is on at Jerry's GMC.
Get huge year-end discounts on the largest GM inventory in Texas.
Save $6,000 off Yukons.
$7,000 off Sierra Denali diesels.
Come out our way and trade your way.
At Jerry's GMC in Weatherford.
Live from Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, it is round 2 of the Division I Class 3A Texas High School Football Playoffs. Tonight's matchup, a rematch of last year's area championship game. Brock escaped with a 1-point victory over Denver City last year on the last play of the game. The Mustangs look to snap Brock's 11-game winning streak, but they're going to have to do it in Brock's own backyard. You're listening to Brock Eagle Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. Jake Reed alongside Eric Dickerson's favorite blocker, former SMU Mustang Eric Morris, our statistician on the sideline, father of 2 varsity football players, Scott Bowman, and the future Texas Tech Red Raider, the man who needs a raise. Our engineer is Harrison Pritchard. Tonight's game, temperature 57 degrees, partly cloudy, the wind blowing out of the southeast at 15 miles an hour. Keys to the game and lineups are next, but first, would like to take this time to thank our title sponsor for tonight, Lightfoot Mechanical Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Spray Foam Insulation. Is family owned and operated and has been serving North Texas for more than 30 years. Call 817-596-0309. Lightfoot Mechanical Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. We're the good guys. Our 12th week in the booth, and the guy to my left deserves an award. He's put up with more than he bargained for, but does it with a smile on his face. Good to have you back, Podsy. I turn to Eric for tonight's keys to the game. In last year's meeting, Denver City's Daniel Martinez ran all over Brock. They reload with Jeremy Castillo taking the handoffs and a better running quarterback in McElroy. I'm going to ask the same question I asked Coach Worrell in the pregame show. How does Brock stop the running game of the Mustangs?
Well, it's so good to be here. I'm glad we didn't have to travel very much. And let me talk about that just for a second. We're here at the Weatherford Kangaroo Stadium, which is maybe 2 exits from Brock. And how did we get here? Well,
it was a lucky quarter.
The Denver City volleyball team won their region final last Saturday, which meant they were going to be playing on Thursday in the state semifinals in Garland. So the whole town of Denver City went to Garland to watch the state semifinal, where they ended up losing to Leon yesterday. I was there watching that game, and Coach Worrell was very happy to accept Denver City wanting to have the game here at Weatherford, so they didn't have to go all the way back to Denver City and come all the way back over here. But anyway, let's talk about last year's game first, just for a moment. Last year, Daniel Martinez, he played very similar to Tyler Gray last year. We couldn't tackle him. He ran big. He looked like a man amongst boys out there, and it was a nice show to watch him run the ball. It was exciting to see him play. Number 2, last year they had consistent plays. They had very few penalties, and that's the kinds of things you need to do against a good Brock team. They gave Brock all they could handle last year. Their team is very similar to Brock's team as far as the quality of the team, or at least was last year. Also, the other person, the one who was probably the player of the game last year, was a dude named Clay Marr. He's graduated now. Last year he made a field goal in the game to put the score up to 27. And then he at the very last play, when Denver City was going for 2, he stretched out his hand and was able to knock the ball away from I think it's from Martinez in the end zone, for Brock to be able to have that 1-point victory. Now, he's graduated, so that means somebody else is going to have to step up. Now, who's that going to be? Is that going to be Zane Young? He's playing tonight. Is that going to be Dawson Littlepage, who had such an awesome game last weekend? Stentz and Pike Langford, those guys have been playing real good. Stentz is going to be needed to shove that or close that middle up a lot. Is it going to be Letty? Is it going to be Tyler? Or is it going to be Kyle Teal? And here's why I'm worried about if it's Kyle Teal. If it's Kyle Teal, then I think we're going to be in trouble, because that means those running backs have gotten through the line, and then Kyle Teal's having to make plays. I don't think that works out well for Brock. And now let's look at the players for Denver City. Number 2, Jeremy Castillo is a running back. He's a quick back. He runs well. He gets to the side. He makes cuts. He does really well. The fullback, Eduardo Hernandez, is more of a power runner. He doesn't look very fast, but he knocks people over. He's a rumbling and a bumbling and a stumbling. And then their playmaker is Cole McElroy, number 11. Supposedly he runs a 10.8 100 meters, which is really, really fast. I'm not sure if we have anybody on Brock that can do that. Now, we have Cooper Warren, who runs really fast, but he doesn't run the 100 meters. No one really knows how fast he is in the 100 meters, but most of the people at Brock would say Cooper Warren is at least faster than him for the first 10 or 15 yards. Cole McElroy is a thrower. He's a runner. He hands it off. He fakes. He carries out his fake. Earlier in the season, he had a shoulder injury. And when they played against Shallow Water, who ended up winning the district this year, he didn't play. When they played against Brownfield, the team that got second in the district, he played, but he played hurt. He didn't throw that much. So they lost to Brownfield and to Shallow Water, and that's how they ended up getting third place in district. They had several games where he was hurt, people on the offensive line was hurt, but when they had their full assortment of players, they've done really well. He's someone that the Brock defense really needs to contain during this game. Here's how your question is about how do they stop this running game. Well, one of the ways is to take out some of the players that are doing some of the running and make it to where they don't want to run the ball anymore. And I can tell you as a quarterback, the last thing you want after you hand the ball off on a fake is for somebody to hit you. That hurts like the dickens. You get to where you want to hand it off quicker, pitch it quicker, do something else quicker, and get the ball out of your hands so you're not susceptible to getting hit. And if McElroy is going to throw the ball, hand the ball off, carry out his fakes, that's a good opportunity for Brock to get some hits on him, legal hits, and just remind him, hey, we're here. You might not want to run the ball anymore. You might want to give it to somebody else. So Brock needs to put some good legal hits on him. He needs to, they need to play the run. When he fakes it, they need to go ahead and hit him. When he throws it, they need to go ahead and hit him. And if Brock wants to stop this ground game, it starts by stopping McElroy and making somebody else beat him.
Denver City had several special team mistakes last week, including giving up a kickoff return for a touchdown and 2 more, averaging 60 yards after that. Coach Worrell hopes to only have 1 kickoff. He stumped me on when I asked him that question. I'm also going to turn it to you. Brock blocks a punt against Jim Ned last week, sets up for an easy score. Jim Ned also had a punt that went straight up in the air, only had a 2-yard gain. Brock capitalizes on the special teams mistake, scores again. Clay Marr takes advantage with the skill that he had last year. Without that 3 points, it's a different story. You get into the special teams in the playoffs, how big are they a factor?
They're going to be a huge factor. And one of the things I'm going to be looking for last year in the Denver City game is really the first time that I started noticing Zane Young on a kamikaze mission on the kickoff coverage. And he would run down there and just try to blow out everybody. And I noticed that he was the first one down there. I don't think tonight he's going to be on the kickoff coverage. But I'll tell you who is. Our special teams player guru is Dawson Littlepage, Colin Miller, and Pike Langford. They've been making really good plays this year on kickoff coverage. Now they gave up a kickoff return earlier this year against Breckenridge, and I know that they want to rectify that. They cover kickoffs well. They've only had that one time where they run it back on them. They should be good at that. Field goals. Now that's not Clay Marr down there. It's going to be either Bryce and I or Noah and I, whoever's kicking. And the field goals, hopefully they won't have to do a field goal like they did last year. But I know when they do the extra points, because we only won by 1 point last year, every single point counts. Every single point. So the punt coverage, we hopefully, we're not doing much punting, but the punt return is where Brock has improved 100% from last year. What they have done on blocking the punts, they do well. When there's a rush on, if the guy does get the punt away, then they have Letty, Tyler, sometimes Corcoran back there to return it, and they're good returners. Look for some good things to happen in the special teams. Finally, this game is a game that we cannot look ahead. We cannot look to next week. The players have to do their job, stay focused and disciplined, and let the chips fall where they may. And one more thing, let me say, Scout Team Players of the Week this week, the varsity voted on the top 2 Scout Teamers of the Week. They got to wear a chrome helmet this week, and those are Kyle Galt and Jace Lopez, and those guys did a heck of a job this week.
The chrome helmets look great on Brock. They're in their home uniforms with the blue on blue. Denver City in their visiting uniforms, red hats, white jerseys, and silver pants. Captains are on the field for Brock. It's Bowman, Sargent, and French waiting on the coin toss. You've been listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Production. Toss is in the air. It has hit the ground, waiting to see the official. Denver City has won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Brock will most likely take the ball here. They will. They're going to receive on the west. They'll be receiving on the west side. Denver City will be guarding the east. We're going to get ready for the national anthem. We're going to take a break here. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612. Lightfoot Mechanical, air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and spray foam insulation is family owned and operated, and has been serving North Texas for more than 30 years. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
The year-end event is on at Jerry's Buick.
Get huge year-end discounts on every new Buick in stock.
Save $5,000 off Enclave.
Or 0 APR for 60 months on any new Buick.
Come out our way and trade your way.
At Jerry's Buick in Weatherford.
Fast, reliable wireless internet service in the Brock area? Well, look no further. Sarah Networks is locally owned and one of the most diverse internet service providers in North Texas. With over 6,000 square miles of high-speed wireless service area, we've got you covered. Your internet is our priority. Go to sarahnet.net or give us a call at 817-259-1100 to get you hooked up. Sarah Networks is a proud sponsor of Brock Eagle football and all of Brock Nation.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, we're set for kickoff. Number 52 for Denver City, Alexis Gonzalez, will be the one putting his leg into it. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Guild Mortgage. For the Brock offense, they'll be led by their senior quarterback, Seth Bowman. He will have the tandem of running backs behind him in Letty French and Tyler Gray, both over 1,000 yards and over 20 touchdowns apiece. The offensive line, Powell, Sargent, Taylor, Hara, and Bo Harrell, they are flanked by the wideouts, Trent Corcoran, Cooper Warren, the dangerous 21 senior, as well as the big tight end, number 85, Titus Gossett. We won't see as much of Zane Young in the fullback position, but he might get in there as well. Gonzalez has teed it up. In the backfield will be Gray and French on the 40-yard line, kicking with the wind in a crosswind. And your area championship game is on their way. High kick, called fair catch for Brock. Fumbles the ball. Denver City pointing to saying that they have it, and they do. It is recovered by number 21 for Denver City, Aaron Villarreal. That was just a pooch kick, called fair catch, but a fumbled snap, and now a special teams mistake like we talked about is going to set up Denver City for a short field on the 35-yard line of Brock. They're led by their senior quarterback, Cole McElroy. The two running backs will be Castillo and Hernandez. We'll get the rest in a minute. Shotgun formation, McElroy with Castillo to the right. They will give it to him. He will cut up to the 30, breaks a tackle to the 25, down to the 24. That was actually Eduardo Hernandez, as you heard Eric Morris in the pregame show talk about. He is a big back. He stands at 5'8", 203, so a wide guy. The wide receivers in the slot position will be 23, Matthew De La Rosa, number 3, Wesley Newberry, and number 8, David Palma. Shotgun formation, Hernandez to the right. They'll keep it with McElroy. He will get maybe one on the play. Good tackle there made by number 25, Letty French. Defense set up with Tanner Patino, Sergeant Hara, Mikey Golden, who last week had 5 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks. Jordan Andre will be there as well. Zane Young back at the linebacker position along with Letty French. In the secondary, Gray, Patino, Langford, Teal, and Skelton. Shotgun formation, it'll go to Hernandez. Dodges a tackle, but he won't get the second one as French stops him after a gain of 2. That will bring up 3rd and 7, ball on the 22-yard line.
It looks like right there that they're really trying to work other running backs other than the quarterback, giving it to 34, giving it to a pitch look to 2, and then McElroy is going to start carrying the ball here pretty soon. It's right there, when McElroy is not carrying the ball, that's when Brock really needs to put a good hit on him and just remind him that the defense is there.
They'll take a offensive lineman out and put another wideout in, 2 wideouts into the boundary shotgun formation. They'll fake it. Now the triple option, McElroy keeps it himself. He's met at the 20 by Zane Young. Only a pickup of 2. That'll bring up 4th and 5 should they choose to go for it. This is a big senior-driven offensive line. They're going to be flanked by number 81, who usually wears 75. He's not a tight end. He is an offensive lineman. They use that to get more leverage on the running game, and that is Israel Vasquez. Robles, Mendoza, Ortega, Brown, and Gomez wrap up the O-line. 4th and 5, they're going for it. Pistol formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Option going to keep it up the middle, and he is stopped short. That is going to be tackled by Jordan Andre, and then number 7, Tyler Skelton, wrapped up the rest of him. That is a NV Baseball defensive stop for Brock, and they'll flip it over for first down and 10 heading the other direction on the 22-yard line. So a scare first, but Brock defense able to step up and make some big plays, stopping Denver City on a big 4th down
It's good
play.
to see big number 17 back in the game, and he got to meet Cole McElroy in a couple plays right there. That's what they needed to get on that first defensive play series.
I formation in the backfield, tight set. It will be a toss up the middle to Gray, busting tackles as he breaks forward after a gain of 3. Gray in the backfield, like we said earlier, he is going to be back there with Letty French. Both of them, one is over 25 touchdowns. The other, French, is closing towards it. Again, we said both of them are over 1,000 yards on the ground. Warren will go in motion to the other side. 2 running backs in the backfield. Gossett on the right-hand side. And Brock going to jump off sides on the hard count, and that will move it back to the 18, 17-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd and 11. They lose the 4 yards that they had.
That's some of the things that we talk about each week that they cannot do against good teams. They're finally playing a good team. They cannot do those kind of mistakes.
Same play, they're going to bring Warren in motion. He crosses the center. They're going to fake the toss to the right-hand side. It's going to be a face mask call. Breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 35, 40. Knocked out of bounds right at the 42-yard line. That's Letty French. Very hard running as he shoves a man out of bounds. That was number 33, Fernando Vasquez, who has to make the tackle for his defensive line position. But a First National Bank first down, and now a quick huddle to the front. They're going to bring Warren in motion. He'll cross the center, unbalanced line. Bowman will roll that direction, turn and throw. He has got, I don't know who, that's Trent Corcoran. He had him on an out route. It was dropped, intended. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I think Brock scripts their first 10, 15, 20 plays, something like that. So all these plays that they're running right now are all ones that they have run several times this week, and they should be very familiar with these plays that they're running right now.
Brock quick to the line, I formation. Corcoran, the lone wideout, into the boundary. The snap, it will go to the right side. French breaks a tackle up to the 45. Breaks a tackle to the 50, 45, 40. Blockers in front of him, cuts a field to the 30. Still on his feet and down to the 27-yard line. Number 12, Cade Patterson, has to pick up his jockstrap that's still on the field because Letty French broke his ankles in a great job on a First National Bank first down. Brock quick to the huddle, or to the line again. 2 running backs into the backfield. Lone wideout Corcoran to the right. Snap, toss to French, running that side. Breaks a tackle to the 25, up to the 20. Breaks another tackle down to the 16-yard line, and another First National Bank first down. First National Bank is proud to support the Brock Eagles all the way to state. First National Bank of Weatherford, 817-598-4900, member FDIC.
They've run 5 plays running the ball, 1 on passing the ball. They still got about 8 or 9 more plays scripted in front of them.
Shotgun formation. They're going to bring Warren in motion. It's an unbalanced line to the left. Bowman will roll that direction.
There he is.
All day to throw. Caught at the 4-yard line. Now they're going to wave it incomplete. They had Warren wide open, a poorly thrown ball by Bowman. We talked about it last week. When he sets his feet, he can put it anywhere, but running to his right unbalanced. On the move, he tends to throw it somewhere short. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation. Gray stands to Bowman's left. Going to bring Warren in motion. Snap. They'll hand it to him on the end around up to the 15, to the 10. Breaking tackles at the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Another First National Bank first down. Here's your NASCAR like you talked about last week.
That's already 4 first downs on those long runs in this series.
Two running backs in the backfield. They'll toss it to Gray up to the 5, up to the 4, and into the end zone. And your interest rates just got lower. That's a Guild Mortgage touchdown.
Tyler Gray right up the middle. We talk about it all the time, how Tyler wants to make sure every time he gets the ball he can score. So that way Letty's not going to, and Letty's going to try to score every time he gets the ball so Tyler doesn't get to. It's a great competition between the two of them, and they do a fantastic job.
Zane Young hustling onto the field as the play clock is down to 15. They're going to go from their swinging gate formation into the Plains Capital Bank extra point. This extra point is brought to you by Plains Capital Bank. Bryce Nye knocks it through, and with 7:50 remaining in the first quarter, it is Brock 7, Denver City 0. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. Take a break. Come right back to Weatherford.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Back in Weatherford, Texas at Kangaroo Stadium. Going to recap that drive. Turn to the knowledge of Eric Morris to my left. Brock starts with a long field after a turnover, stops Denver City on 4th down, and then drives 79 yards, capped off by a 3-yard run by Tyler Gray.
It was 8 plays. They had the 1 5-yard penalty, but other than that 5-yard loss on that penalty, they moved the ball forward quite a bit. They had on 4 consecutive runs, they had a first down, and on that 5th run, they ended up getting the touchdown. So out of 6 runs, two passes, it was a quick touchdown for Brock.
McElroy and Patterson set back to kick off the Reese and Piper team of Century 21, Lynch and Associates. It will be Patterson up to the 30-yard line. He's finally tackled by Trent Patino. Want to put in a pretty good note, something I've never called before. The 2 guys receiving kicks for Denver City are both quarterbacks, McElroy and Patterson. So there's something you don't see before. Denver City going to try and get something going. They were stopped on downs at the 21-yard line of Brock after they went for it on 4th and 5, unable to capitalize. So going to attempt to be able to get something going on this drive as they'll start on their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10, heading from west to east.
Sometimes teams have their best athletes playing the quarterback position, and I think Denver City believes that enough to put them back on the kickoff coverage.
McElroy going to keep it on the tuck-in run to the 35, keeps his feet in his run out of bounds at the 39-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 with 7:37 remaining.
That's a neat little play. He gets the ball, comes downhill, and he comes out of the shotgun, runs downhill. It looked like it had a planned turn to the right and then turn back to the left in a kind of a Z pattern. And they had the blocks all set up right there. I think I've seen him in film score some touchdowns on that exact run right there.
Want to let you know that the first quarter is brought to you by Texas Butane. Denver City in the shotgun formation, 2 running backs left and right. Quarterback draw all the way. Zane Young got a hold of him, but McElroy able to run through for a gain of 4, and that'll be a 1st and 10 for Denver City as they move the chains.
Mikey Golden's been making some good plays last week. He got another one right there. They expect a lot of good things out of Mikey.
Vasquez will check out. That Wesley Newberry will come in. That will make it 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, but Castillo is split out wide. Twins either side, shotgun formation. They'll fake the give. A quarterback draw again, being chased by Zane Bullman. McElroy, a lot of room, but he spreads it out wide, so only a pickup of 4. He had the inside off the left tackle, but he takes it all the way to the far outside, and he's tackled on the play by number 22, Jordan Andre, 2nd and 6.
You're seeing more quarterbacks do that now in the high school level, is when they run the ball, they don't want to take a hit. They'll slide down. They'll fall forward when they can, But right there, he didn't want to get hit by number 22, Jordan Andre. He went ahead and took a dive right there.
Eduardo in the backfield with McElroy. It will be 2 wideouts either side. Snap, 3-step drop. Going to throw quick across the middle. Incomplete. No, they're going to say that was a catch. He was defended by number 33, Tyler Gray. If it stands, it'll be a first down pickup of 7. Flag on the play, pending the penalty.
That was an interesting little play right there. They ran the post just behind the official, behind the linebackers. As the ball was being thrown, the official behind the linebackers threw his flag into the center area. He didn't even see if the guy caught it or not, so I guess they knew something was amiss on that pre-snap, and sure enough, they're moving them on back.
Number 8, David Palma, lined up offsides. That's why the play wasn't blown dead. So instead of, they showed an offsides penalty, but obviously that's not what the call was. They're going to march this one back 15 yards. I don't know what the personal foul was, but I was given an offsides call, so just the wrong symbol. So now it is 2nd and forever, Denver City. 3 wideouts to the right, 3-step drop. Going to run the screen.
Picked
It
off.
is picked off. Down at the 30-yard line. We'll get a number here in a second. It is number 35, Caden Fain. Jumped up over number 64. Gavin Robles was supposed to be blocking him, and he one-hands intercepts the McElroy screen to Eduardo Hernandez, and with a short field, Brock will have a First National Bank first down at the Denver City 30-yard line.
That screen was set up very nicely. He dropped back. He had some good rushers. He laid it up, and Caden Fain jumped up, made a one-handed grab. Nice play by 35.
Under center goes Bowman. 2 running backs in the backfield with a lone wide out to the left. They'll pitch it right up to Gray to the 30.
Get outside.
Running room to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Eagles. That touchdown is brought to you by Guild Mortgage. For the lowest interest rates available, call Jennifer Morris at 817-995-1156. Guild Mortgage has loan programs available, including conventional, FHA, USDA, VA, and even a payment assist program. Don't let your credit stop you from calling them. They can help. 817-995-1156. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NLMS 3274. The Plains Capital Bank extra point is up and good, and with 6:14 remaining in the first quarter, it is Brock 14, Denver City nothing. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Caden Fain took a gift from McElroy as he picks off Denver City. Brock goes one play, 30 yards, as they toss it to Tyler Gray, who, if you're the, what's that called, the guy that if you're the flow away guy, the cutback guy,
Yeah.
and 33's got the ball, if you don't do your job, you're going to have the same reaction that everybody else does, and that's, whoa, look at him score in the back of the end zone. So a gift right there. Caden Fain takes it from McElroy, and then Tyler Gray takes one play, runs it 30 yards to the back of the end zone.
I don't know who was supposed to have contain on that one, but Tyler Gray
they
ran
weren't
it up
there.
a little bit to the left, and then he cut it outside. There was nobody there. They were far enough to the right side of the field that when he cut to the left pylon, he had plenty of room. He just outran everybody to the house.
Bryce Nye, as we have talked about, has these past 4 games has had a problem as he kicks the Reese and Piper team of Century 21 Lynch and Associates kickoff into about the 8th lane of the track. So it's going to be a penalty on Brock, a legal procedure. Denver City going to get the ball at the 35-yard line, but this defense from Brock has a big fourth down stop as after they fumble the kickoff on a short field and then gets a big interception. So you're wanting if you're looking at the defensive line to hold on to what they're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that kicking the ball out of bounds right over there is not a good idea against the McElroy. When they kick it to him, he's going to get to the 40. They might as well just go ahead and kick it out of bounds and give it to him on the 32. Give him worse field position.
2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Castillo in the backfield. Going to be quarterback keep all the way. McElroy splits a tackle, but is end up tackled by Mikey Golden.
Good night. Mikey Golden put a big old hit on Cole McElroy right there.
McElroy only is 6'1", but he only weighs 145 pounds. And as we were talking earlier, these guys are going to try and fit 11 Chrome helmets on that big body. They're going to check out number 81, Vasquez, so it'll go from a heavy set to 4 wideouts. 2nd and 5 with 5:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Now they'll check out another running back, and that was Eduardo Hernandez. And number 12, Cade Patterson, is in the game. So you've got 2 quarterbacks in the game, and now with personnel problems, as we would see, there's going to be a Texas Butane timeout. We'll take one as well. 5:27 remaining here in the first quarter. Brock leads 14-0.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Welcome back to Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas. Brock leads Denver City 14-0, 5:27 remaining in the first quarter. Out of the Texas Butane timeout. Now for 2nd and 6, ball on the 36-yard line. Option play. McElroy going to keep it with good running room as it gets to the 40-45 and down at the 49-yard line. And he picks up 16 on the play and another first down for Denver City. McElroy doing it all by himself. He's got a dangerous back in the backfield with Castillo, as well as a big back with Hernandez, but they must like the way he carries the ball a little bit better.
Yeah, he's doing those fake pitches, fake handoffs, and keeping the ball. I've seen that before.
Shotgun formation, trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Now going to pitch it to Castillo to midfield, breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line, but knocked out of bounds at the 44. It's going to be a pickup of 7 on the play. Tackle made by number 28, Tanner Patino.
When I used to watch the old Chicago Bulls play with Michael Jordan, he used to always try to get the other members of his team involved in the beginning of the game, and if they had some good games, their team would win fairly easily. But by the end of the second quarter, he doesn't pass it to anybody. He does it all himself. It looks like that's what's going on with McElroy. He's tired of handing it to his other teammates. He's going to do it himself.
They'll check out Hernandez. Vasquez, the big tackle dressed in number 81, will check in. Shotgun formation. They'll run the counter to the right side, and it is bottled up in the backfield. That is number 22, Jordan Andre. That's going to be a tackle for a loss. A loss of 3 will bring up 3rd and 6.
Well, that play didn't work.
No, but you know what? In their defense, that's the play. The counter lead is they run it where they pull the backside tackle and guard, and that is the play that Martinez goosed them with all last year. He ran for over 150 yards on the ground against Brock last year, so they made sure that play is taken out of the
I bet you they worked on that play quite a bit.
They probably did. They'll split Castillo out wide. Hernandez is in the backfield, and now a timeout will be taken by Brock. We're going to take one as well with 3:36 remaining. Eagles lead 14-0 over the Denver City Mustangs.
The year-end event is on at Jerry's GMC.
Get huge year-end discounts on the largest GM inventory in Texas.
Save $6,000 off Yukons.
$7,000 off Sierra Denali diesels.
Come out our way and trade your way.
At Jerry's GMC in Weatherford.
Welcome back to Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas. 3:36 remaining. Brock took a Texas butane timeout. They saw something they didn't like. Personnel has seemed to be questioned for Brock as they have been unable to get some of their guys on the field at the correct time. They had a problem with the extra point and Zane Young, as well as having the wrong personnel on defense. Those are mistakes that are made in the first couple of games, should be already corrected, Eric.
Well, we talked about it earlier this week, and the coach talked about it when we talked to him, is Denver City puts a lot of formations out there. They do a lot of things. That coach tries a lot of things so that when they put it different personnel, and I don't think we've seen 81 in the backfield before.
Vasquez in the backfield, he's going to fake the give. It'll be counter the other way. McElroy dodging tackles, breaks 2, and is able to run through, was in traffic, picks up 7 to the 40-yard line, and that's a first down. Brock looked like they had him wrapped up, but were unable to get in position. Dawson Littlepage checks in, as well as number 64 for Brock.
Devin Stentz.
Devin Stentz will check in as well.
Yeah, when you have number 75 on, you can't be in the backfield. And this week, number 75 for Denver City is 81. So now all of a sudden he's in a little sniffer back position for Denver City.
Same formation, 2 wideouts into the boundary now of the 40-yard line. Draw play again up to the 40, 45-yard line. Big hit. That is Letty French, who hits McElroy in the mouth after a pickup of 6. He might want to think twice about running to the left side, but if you think French hits hard, he only stands at 185 pounds. You're going to have to go up against the senior number 17 that stands at 6'2", 230, and that's Zane Young. So let's see if he hands it off, McElroy does, or takes it again. Shotgun formation. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs into the backfield. He'll keep it again, breaking tackle at the 45, 35-yard line down to the 30 and picks up a first down. So the counter, which gave him a problem last year, is now it is the draw play, quarterback draw, that's giving Brock a problem, and Denver City picks up another first down.
This is basically a wildcat offense. You're just snapping the ball to the running back. Number 11, he's the quarterback in the program, but he's really just a running back. And they're snapping the ball to him. He's faking outside like he's going to go wide. The linebackers split. The defensive ends get out there. He just cuts it back up the middle and gets those yards.
Shotgun formation, ace formation. They will keep it again. McElroy to the 30, breaks a tackle to 25 and down to the 20. Pickup of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. Running the exact same play, just out of several formations, and all they're substituting is wide receivers in. So the same personnel will stay. Brock unable with this 10-1 defense to make any kind of stop towards the running back or the running game of Denver City.
They brought in Titus Gossett, the big 6'3", 6'4" tight end, to play at the defensive tackle position right now.
Ace formation. McElroy in the shotgun will keep it again. That will be a power play, quarterback power, but they won't get anything as Zane Young got tired of watching it and makes a stop. It's a tackle loss of 2 on the play. Will bring up 3rd down and 3. Ball on the 23-yard line with a minute remaining in the first quarter.
That's probably the first time that he hasn't gotten any yards from that wildcat offense position. He's getting that ball back there. He's got 34 back there with him to help block. He's got big number 81 at tight end right now.
They'll overload the right-hand side. Hard count. And now a timeout will be taken by Denver City. We'll take one as well. It's a Texas butane timeout. 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Brock leads Denver City 14-0.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Back in Weatherford, Texas, out of the Texas butane timeout. Eric, we talked about what hurt Brock last year when they played Denver City in the counterplay. Now it is the quarterback power and the quarterback draw, and they don't have anything to stop number 11, Cole McElroy. He has driven it almost 70 yards.
He's been averaging every other run he gets a first down. That's a pretty good average.
He's got 3 yards to pick up another one as it is 3rd and 3. It'll be power again. He gets this one up to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for a Denver City touchdown. We don't touch on it much, but I'll touch on it now, and you can agree with me. When you've got a 10-1 defense, if they make it past the second level and into the third level, it is one-on-one with the safety Kyle Teal, who was furthest to the right-hand side covering the strong side position, and there was nobody to stop McElroy. He runs it in from 21 yards. Pretty much did it all by himself this drive.
Yeah, and if you remember in pregame, we talked about if Kyle Teal is having to make tackles, we're going to be in trouble. And right there, McElroy ran right by Kyle Teal as he was running after him, and they get a touchdown.
Alexis Gonzalez knocks the extra point through the uprights. It's 14-7 with 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. Bring it right back to you here, ready for the kickoff.
Looking for fast, reliable wireless internet service in the Brock area? Well, look no further. Sarah Networks is locally owned and one of the most diverse internet service providers in North Texas. With over 6,000 square miles of high-speed wireless service area, we've got you covered. Your internet is our priority. Go to sarahnet.net or give us a call at 817-259-1100 to get you hooked up. Sarah Networks is a proud sponsor of Brock Eagle football and all of Brock Nation.
Denver City answers off of a Brock touchdown as they take it 71 yards to cut the lead in half. They still trail Brock 14-7, but like we talked about, that was the Cole McElroy show. Number 11 did it all by himself as he was only handed it off 2 other times and threw 1 pass. And that drive took about 15, 16 plays.
Yeah, they found something they think they can exploit now. McElroy's getting the ball. All the offensive line are blocking down to the right, and he's just heading out to the left.
Had a problem on the previous kickoff, but this time it'll be fair caught by, it looks to be number 12, Pike Langford, at the 39-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over on a First National Bank first down.
You don't usually see that kick right there, but that kicker gets the ball 50 yards in the air, and it comes straight down, and the kickoff coverage is already down there when the ball is being caught. You really have to know what you're doing, call fair catch, and make a good grab.
That ball is live, and if it touches the ground, but they have to give a chance for a fair catch on the wideout team. Shotgun formation, 3 running backs in the backfield. It's Gray looking for room to run to the 40 to the 45-yard line. There's some finishing blockings that are going on. Thank goodness it's when before the whistle blows. Number 56, Tucker Sargent, knocked his guy into the sideline of the Denver City team, and they didn't care about that much, but that's just good hard play by number 56. Under center, it'll be a toss to the right-hand side. That's French to the 45 to midfield. Spins off a tackle, reverses his field, but momentum will only keep it to the midfield. That'll stop the game clock with 24 seconds on a First National Bank first down.
I noticed in the film this week when we were watching Denver City that Cole McElroy was playing free safety for Denver City, and he's not out there now on defense.
I formation in the backfield. They're going to snap and go to Gray to midfield, to 45 to the 40, hopping over tacklers and just making a nuisance of number 12. That is Cade Patterson, who's got everything in his power to hold his ground as the last line of defense, and Gray picks up a First National Bank first down. Too many men on the field. Gray will keep it to the 40 to 35 to the 30, drives forward again, going to pick up 13. That'll run out the first quarter. On a First National Bank first down, there's going to be a penalty, so we'll wait and see. Most likely they'll decline. Denver City had 12 men on the field.
And Tyler still got a first down.
And Tyler, that's right, Tyler still got a first down. They'll decline the penalty. Tyler Gray takes it all the way up to the 33-yard line into the first quarter. We're going to take a break, bring it right back to you for the second quarter, brought to you by Teskey Saddle Shop. Brock leads Denver City 14-7 in driving.
2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
Back here at Weatherford, Texas at Kangaroo Stadium, Brock driving after two big runs by Tyler Gray, averaging 13 yards apiece. It's a First National Bank first down ball at the 26-yard line with Gray in the backfield along with French. Shotgun formation, one wide out either side. They're going to hand it to to French to the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle down at the 15. That's going to be a face mask, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. But Gray picks up another First National Bank first down, and now Denver City, hands on their hips, have no answers for Brock, and that is 4 first downs in a row.
That's whether they give it to Letty or whether they give it to Tyler, they're working to get a first down. And the competition is intense between those two guys. One of the things I noticed also last week, Brock scored on all 11 or 10 of their drives. If they may need to do that again this week.
Half the distance to the goal, going to move it up to the 7.5-yard line. Shotgun formation. Gossett in the backfield with French and Gray. They're going to hand it to Gray. He'll cut up to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1, and dives into the end zone for a Guild Mortgage touchdown. We're almost down to 0% on the interest rates. Brock leads 20-7 over Denver City, pending the extra point. And when you hand it to 33 and you're close, he's going to try and find a way to get it in.
They used to say he smells pay dirt. Tyler Gray likes to jump right over that goal line, make sure he's inside in the pay dirt.
If you're smelling pay dirt, you're probably talking about money. If you're talking about where to keep your money, you need to keep it at Plains Capital Bank. The extra point brought to you by Plains Capital Bank. They have 2 locations in Parker County, 1001 Santa Fe Drive in Weatherford and 126 South Ranch House Road, Suite 400 in Willow Park. Call 817-598-5400. Plains Capital Bank is a proud sponsor of Brock Eagle football. Going to take a break, bring it right back here for the kickoff. Brock leads Denver City 21-7, just under 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back here in Weatherford, Texas, Brock lining up for the kickoff from Bryce Nye after Tyler Gray took it in from 7.5 yards. The kickoff is brought to you by Reese and Piper team of Century 21 Lynch and Associates. If you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell their property now or in the near future, be sure to go with the top producing real estate team in Parker County. The kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, and that is going to be by Cole McElroy. He's taken down at the 21-yard line, and that's where he and his troops will start at a 1st and 10. Want to let you know to call Reese Atkins at 817-980-8321 or go to reeseandpiperteam.com. Again, sponsoring the kickoffs tonight.
Brock has probably kicked the ball off more this year than any other team in the state.
I had the opportunity to meet with one of the reps for Sierra Network, who's one of the guys that sponsored the kickoffs, and he said they're 2 months behind. I don't know if it has anything to do with us. This handoff's going to go to Castillo, and in the backfield, like we watched all last week, as Mikey Golden makes a tackle for a loss. That would give 6 that I know of in the past 2 games. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, when you got Big Devin Stentz, number 64, in there, and you got Pike Langford over there, somebody's going to get left open, and that's been Mikey Golden this week and last week.
We're in the second quarter, so they flip sides. Now Denver City heading towards the east side against the wind. Shotgun formation is going to be counter to the right-hand side. Had room to run, but he just held on and wouldn't let go. That's number 64, Devin Stentz. Waited till the rest of the troops got there. Castillo had plenty of running room, but he had to drag all probably 200 pounds of Devin Stentz, and it just wasn't happening. Only picks up 2, not back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 11.
Mikey Golden made the last play. The offensive line decided to block Mikey this time. Left Devin Stentz an opportunity to get in there. And big Devin Stentz, you don't want none of him. I can tell you that.
This defensive line has been the story of this game. Stentz, Golden, and Fain. Snap, rolling right is McElroy. Looking now, throwing across his body, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down. And Denver City, with only down 7, surely they wouldn't go for it. But we will see.
I'm going to measure.
They're going to take an official's timeout to measure. We're going to keep it right here. So the first time they throw through the air, and we wanted to see the throwing motion of McElroy, and not something that I would be worried about if I'm the secondary of Brock, who'd be throwing across his body. Kind of got that short Tim Tebow arm throw, and really a bad throw thrown behind him for Wesley Newberry, but a great catch.
He obviously needed to throw that ball a lot sooner than that. He's like a lot of other high school quarterbacks. They wait until the guy comes open before they throw the ball instead of throwing it early and getting the ball out sooner. And right there, he threw the ball when he probably should have went ahead and run it, but they ended up getting the first down anyways.
The spot was marked short, but nevertheless the chains signaled for a first down. Denver City 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Denver City gets the call from the sideline. They no huddle offense. Look at the wristbands. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs to the right-hand side. It is a quarterback draw, running room, but tripped up by Caden Fain. He was being blocked by Xavier Mendoza. It's going to be a pickup of 1 on the play. He just kind of reached up there and grabbed McElroy's leg. That's just great effort by number 35 to stop whatever McElroy had going. Even though they're not executing the run, Denver City, that is, they're having big holes to run through. Guys are making great tackles for Brock, but you want to see those holes close and tighten in case a big run comes this way. 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation, 3-step drop, under pressure, going to turn and roll the white side. Wide open, caught at the 37-yard line and tackled at the 42. That is caught by number 23, Matthew De La Rosa, the sophomore slot wide receiver for 1st and 10.
One of the things when you're playing a Wildcat type offense is you run the ball from the quarterback or from that Wildcat position. You run the ball, and then you run it for 1 or 2 steps. You stop, and then you throw the ball. And because of that running and success with running, those defensive linemen, the linebackers, the safeties, they all make a motion when you're running to come up and make a tackle. Right there, he stopped running, threw the ball. The guy was wide open. If he'd have got outside, he could have got some good yards right there.
2 wideouts into the boundary. They'll motion Vasquez to the right. It'll be a draw play, nowhere to go, and tackle in the backfield by number 25, Letty French. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. So they bring in the big dog, number 81. They take De La Rosa out. They overload the right-hand side, and then they run to the weak side. That's interesting because when I mean everybody was over there, you only got 2 guys blocking for you. Your running back went to the right side, so either a busted play by McElroy or he made the wrong decision.
Well, your weak side linebackers, Letty French. Your weak side end, Caden Fain. Your weak side end is Jordan Andre.
Busted play. They don't know what's going on. They're going to turn and throw. They got a man wide open, had a step on Letty French. The back judge fell down. Thank goodness he did, because he might have missed the touchdown that was going to be scored by Jeremy Castillo, who beat Tyler Gray off the ball.
That's that play where the quarterback in the Wildcat position, he gets it, he runs up to the line 2 or 3 yards from his 4 or 5 yards back. He stops, he backs up again, and he throws the ball. He right there, if he could have got Tyler Gray to suck up in there on that play, he might have had an open receiver.
It could have been a bad deal. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, shotgun formation. McElroy will roll out to the right under pressure. Jordan Andre on top of him, creating pressure, causes McElroy to have to throw it out of bounds. That's Jordan Andre coming from the weak side. That would be the right as McElroy ran to his left. That's going to be a NV Dayspaw defensive stop for Brock. 4th and 10, and the punting unit will come out.
Jordan Andre had a beat on him right there. If there'd have been 1 or 2 more yards left, Jordan would have got a real good hit on him. McElroy just let the ball go. Now it looks like he's going to be the punter as well.
McElroy will stand on his own 33-yard line. Personnel problems again for Denver City as they will jog their 11th man onto the field. Letty French stands at his own 25. 3-step drop. Going to kick it. It is an end-over-end kick. Caught at the 21. Reverses his field back up to the 20 to the 25 and puts his head down and picks up 4 more yards up to the 29-yard line. And that's where Seth Bowman in the offense will start, leading 21-7 with 7:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Want to let you know the second quarter is brought to you by Teskey Saddle Shop, located off of I-20 west of Weatherford. For a First National Bank first down, Bowman will jog up to the line in an I formation. Corcoran split out wide to the right. Snap, it goes to Gray, running forward, bouncing off a tackler to the 35, breaks another tackler, keeps his feet to the 40, to midfield, back, and then the turf monster got him at the 45-yard line. He juked the entire defense for Denver City, and then his own feet got a hold of him. They were going so fast that he trips himself up. It is a First National Bank first down, and boy, we've had more fun watching Tyler Gray run the football than anybody I've seen all year long.
Wow.
Shotgun formation. French will get it this time. Driving forward, good run. It's going to pick up 3 on the play to the 41-yard line.
When Tyler runs the ball, he gets outside, he cuts back in. Somebody will put a hit on him, and most running backs, they go down on those plays. And you see Tyler, he's going down, but somehow he keeps his balance and stays going. He did that 2 or 3 times on that last run.
Zane Young checks in at fullback. He misses the block, and number 31 for Denver City gets in the backfield and wraps up Tyler Gray. That's Aaron Cordova, the weak side linebacker. We said that we probably wouldn't see a lot of Zane Young because of his injury. He's going to come out now after he missed that block, and it's going to set up a 3rd and 8 after they lose 2 on the play.
When you have a big back like that, Zane Young getting in there, he's got to do his job.
I formation. They're going to fake it. It's a bootleg to the left. Bowman all day to throw. Caught by Cooper Warren at the 34-yard line and up to the 30. Pick up 15 on the play in 1st and 10. So if your running game didn't work last play, throw it to old reliable number 21. Their leading wideout, Cooper Warren, picks up a First National Bank first down.
So, Cooper Warren is my security blanket, and I'm glad he's Seth Bowman's security blanket. That play, that little waggle play, roll-out play, has been working good all day, all year. It's got Gossett and Cooper Warren out there. He found Warren again.
Toss to Little Page up to the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle and goes to the 15, picks up 16 on the play. And number 27, a guy that we talked about is going to be a force to reckon with as he becomes a junior next year, but the sophomore back in the backfield after 16 will pick up a First National Bank first down. He'll get it again, rolling to the right side of the 15, to the 10, to the 5, one man to beat. He dives, no signal yet. Oh, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A pickup of 15 on the play. And Dawson Littlepage already has 31 yards and 2 runs. He almost had a touchdown. They're going to keep him in the backfield. It's a First National Bank first down. Zane Young checks in at fullback. Tight set to the line. Bowman going to do it himself. He sticks his head forward on a Guild Mortgage touchdown on a quarterback sneak, 27-7 with 5:47 remaining here in the first half.
Littlepage averages 14 yards a carry. And you saw it right there. He had 15.5 yards per carry on that drive right there.
Oh, we talk about it, how much he enjoys playing this game. He just has fun. It's always cool to watch some kid that likes to have fun. He's only a sophomore. He's only going to get better, and he's going to be a guy that is going to be one of the leaders next year as an upperclassman. Bryce Nye set for the Plains Capital Bank extra point. Denver City going to be caught off sides, but they'll decline the penalty. And with 5:47 remaining, Brock leads 28-7. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Brock extends their lead after 14 unanswered points. They now lead Denver City 28-7, 5:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Eric, we got everybody running the football now, and it just seems whoever touches it has a chance to break tackles and get into the end zone. Denver City's got to really tighten up their defense. They may be able to give up a big play here and there, but if they don't tackle 33, 25, or 27, these guys are going to break some records tonight on the running game.
Well, if Titus Gossett doesn't come in to punt, then that's good for the Brock offense. But whenever Denver City's watching film, they're watching Tyler and they're watching Letty in the backfield, and they do see Little Page come in the game, but he comes in the game in the third and fourth quarter for mop-up duty. Now he's coming in the middle of the second quarter, and they had Zane at fullback. He was a split back right there. That's not what they're usually seeing.
The Reese and Piper team of Century 21 and Associates kickoff by Bryce Nye. It's caught at the 10-yard line up to the 15, 20, 25-yard line, and that's where number 3, Wesley Newberry, will be tackled on the play by number 27, Dawson Littlepage, getting it done on both sides of the ball. It'll be 1st and 10. Denver City needs to put points on the board heading into halftime. It is sold out on this side of Weatherford. I just had our engineer, Harrison Pritchard, take a picture. This is pretty incredible. Weatherford, Texas, Weatherford High is a 5 or 6A school? 6A school in a 2A school has sold it out here tonight. Castillo will take it to the right-hand side, breaks a tackle at the 25-yard line before he is punished to the ground by number 22, Jordan Andre. Pick up a 4 on the play, but he paid for it.
I don't think that Denver City has been ready to see Little Page and Zane Young in on the offense. Now on that last punt a while ago, punt team, Scout Teamer of the Week, Jace Lopez was in.
It was a pickup of 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4, just under 5 minutes remaining. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. They'll hand it to Eduardo Hernandez, who's going to be close to a first down after a pickup of 4. They marked him short for 3rd down, but we'll wait and see. It will be short.
3rd down.
3rd and 1, and Brock, let's see if they buckle down and stop whatever play is going to be called. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I have a feeling it's going to 11. Shotgun formation. 11 will keep it up the middle, gets to the 35 to the 40 to midfield to 40 to 30. The speed, he is gone. McElroy will take it 65 yards for a Denver City touchdown. Holy cow, the Jets came on, and we see the athletic ability of number 11. He needed 1. He picked up 65, and Denver City puts points on the board with 4:21 remaining in that 10-1 defense. Like we talked about earlier, if you get into the 3rd level, you're in big trouble.
If anybody on the Brock defense thought they were going to be able to keep up with the speed of McElroy, they just figured it out right there. They're not going to.
Is that 10-800? I mean, is that something you looked at? Because that was pretty close. Very impressive.
I know that 2 of the guys that were running after him were pretty fast, and they were losing ground as they were running after him.
Man, that was something else to watch. Unfortunately, I hope I don't have to see it many times tonight. Lead cut in half, 28-14. Brock still leads it, but with 4:21 remaining. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
Lightfoot Mechanical, air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and spray foam insulation is family owned and operated, and it's been serving North Texas for more than 30 years. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back in Weatherford, Texas at Kangaroo Stadium, we talked about the track speed that senior quarterback Cole McElroy had. They ran in a read option play. He was wide open on the backside, so he kept it and took it 65 yards and just smooth as silk as I saw him running down the field. I enjoyed watching it, not from Brock's standpoint, but boy, that was impressive watching him run the ball, and Brock's really got to keep him under wraps, as that is his second touchdown tonight.
I talked earlier about the possessions. Brock has scored on all of their 4 possessions, and Denver City has only scored on 2 possessions.
Noe Gomez, the new kicker, will kick it the same height as Lopez did earlier. It will be fielded by Pike Langford. The fair catch will be caught at the 36-yard line, and that's where Brock will try and answer the touchdown from Denver City.
And we talked about earlier how Brock's going to have to score on, last week they scored on 10 of their 11 possessions. This week they may need to score on 11 out of their 11 possessions, because right now we can't stop number 11. When he gets out, when he gets ahead of speed, and he gets to that second level, he's gone.
This is only the 3rd time in 12 games that Brock has given up double digits in points. Under center, Bowman they'll toss it to the right side. That's Gray to the 35. Sidesteps to the 40, to the 45. Keeps his feet going. Pushes his hand down and moves to the 49-yard line. I don't know how he does it, because his whole body is going to the ground, and he sticks his hand down and able to get about 5 more yards. That's a First National Bank first down.
Tyler Gray is a special player. He's out there doing some good things. Here comes Letty French.
French in the backfield along with Gray to the right. Their toss will go to French. Gray lead Brocker to midfield and tackled. Good tackle on the play. That's number 64, Gavin Robles, as he tackles for no gain. 2nd and 10 with 3:50 remaining in the half.
With both running backs over 1,300 yards this year, Seth Bowman's right at 1,300 yards passing this year. They have a lot of weapons in that backfield.
Bowman under center. It will go to Gray to midfield, breaks it to the 45, and down at the 42. He picks up 8 on the play. 3rd in a manageable 3 for Brock, as they're now back in Denver City territory. Hustles up to the line, telling them to get down is Bowman. He's going to toss it to Gray. He's hit in the backfield and going to be dropped for a loss on the play. It's going to be a loss of 1. Number 33, Fernando Vasquez, makes a tackle in 4th and 4.
This is exactly what I was talking about only just 3 plays ago. Here it is, 4th down. Brock needs to score on all their possessions. Denver City just ran 3 plays, scored a touchdown. Now here's Brock, 4th and 3 after a great run by Tyler Gray, and now they're going to punt the ball away.
Titus Gossett's going to get the opportunity to punt. It's been 8 games since he punted his last one, but now with 2:36 remaining, he'll have to punt it deep and pin Denver City back. They're going to fake it. Look out. Caught by 2, Trent Corcoran, and he moves up after a pickup of 7 for a First National Bank first down. So, wow, with the lead and time ticking down into the half, it's a quick snap to 2, and he picks up 7 on the play.
That's Coach Worrell trusted his defense. He says, I'm going to write this check. I know the defense can cash if it don't work, and it worked. First down.
I was wondering if Gossett said, man, I had punted in 8 games. You think you can fake it right here? Bowman shotgun formation will bring Warren across the line of scrimmage. Fumbles the snap, going to pick it up, run forward, moving blockers onto the 30, up to the 25, and he picks up 10 yards after he fumbles his own snap.
I think they're giving him a first down.
And it's going to be close to a First National Bank first down. They're going to give it to him. Clock will stop with 1:54. Brock went for it on 4th down. Same drive they continued to be on, now trying to score before halftime. Bowman will hand it to French. He is going to pick up 3 on the inside run. 2nd and 7, ball on the 22-yard line. Denver City will let you know we'll get the ball to start the second half, so put as much points as you can now and not give Denver City any momentum to come out in the second half. Bowman under center, I formation. They're going to bootleg to the right. Bowman looking to throw. Now going to tug it and run to the 20. Breaks a tackle and down at the 16-yard line. Finally knocked down by number 12. That's Cade Patterson, the free safety. He picks up, looks like 8 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2. Quick up to the line. 3 running backs in the backfield. Snap. Bowman will hand it to Gray. Look out to the 10. Breaks a would-be tackler down to the 6-yard line, a First National Bank first down, 1st and goal at the 6. When you need half a yard, give it to Gray. He'll pick up 9.
They have that quick play. They've been doing that for years, or at least since last year, and they get up to the line quick and they hand that play or toss it back to one of the running backs, pick up quick yardage.
Bowman under center, going to toss it to Gray, running to the left. Cuts back underneath and knocked into the end zone for a touchdown. He carries Cade Patterson in for the score. Guild Mortgage touchdown. Your interest rates just got lower. We'll be set for the Plains Capital Bank extra point by Bryce Nye. Tell me a little bit about that unusual drive, but nevertheless they got it done, scoring again, making it 34-14.
Coach Worrell has in his bag of tricks arrows in his quiver of trick plays on every type of a situation. Swing gate, they score 2 points just now. They get an extra point on that swing gate. They have trick plays on going for 2. They have trick plays on punts. They have trick plays on offense. They have trick plays on defense that they do. And right there, they needed a fake punt to get that first down. They only needed a little bit, but that 3 yards was a big 3 yards because that kept the drive alive, and now Brock has scored again on its first 5 possessions.
We talked about how big special teams was. It almost hurt Brock on the opening kickoff. They run a fake punt to extend the drive, and just a second ago it was a quick snap to number 12, Pike Langford, who takes it in for 2 to make it 36-14. I'm not questioning Coach Worrell, but I got to know, in your perspective, when you're up, you don't usually see teams that are up this much that know their defense can't stop the opposing offense, but you've only given up 14 points, and 2 of them were just big plays. Denver City's not driving on you, so why go for 2 to extend it this much?
Well, there's a long answer to that, but I'm going to give you the short one. Denver City wasn't able to get any drives sustained the first 2 times they had the ball, but the last 2 out of the 3 times they've had the ball, they have been able to sustain drives, or they've been able to find something on that Brock defense that Brock hasn't been able to stop. And Kyle Teal has not been making the tackles. He's been watching the quarterback run right past him, and he can't do that, and that's just something the defense has to stop that quarterback.
Bryce Nye will kick it far into the backfield, almost to the 4-yard line. That was the Reese and Piper team of Century 21 Lynch and Associates kickoff. It's caught
and
by
there's Kyle Teal out there making the tackle on kickoff. See, I knew he'd make some tackles.
Castillo caught it at his 5, and for some reason he waited, took a few steps to the left, tried to go forward, and it was Kyle Teal too little too late, and only picks up 6. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 15-yard line, as big number 81, Israel Vasquez, comes in to extend that offensive line a little heavier.
26 seconds. Brock needs to stop right here.
Denver City snaps the ball, quarterback keeper all the way to the 15, to the 20. Going to be driven out of bounds. Be careful there. And we're going to have, good thing McElroy was down for a second, then was able to get up. 18 seconds remaining. He picks up 7 on the play. I know he's got to be averaging 6 or 7 a carry if you take out the long run that he had for 65 yards, because Brock is just unable to stop him.
Well, he doesn't need 18.8 seconds left. He's only got about 80 yards to go, so he only needs 10 of those seconds.
Brock dropping coverage. They're going to hand it to Lopez at the right side up to the 25-yard line and down at the 28. Clock will stop while they reset the change. 13.5 seconds remaining. Denver City with 2 timeouts left, and they're going to take one right here. We will as well. That's a Texas Butane timeout. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
13.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Brock leads Denver City 36-14. Denver City takes their second timeout after a big run by Eduardo Hernandez. 1st and 10, ball on the 28-yard line, but no deep threat with a quarterback that can't throw a deep ball. So you're just looking, if you're Brock, just contain 11. Even if he takes off running, knock him down and let time run out.
Yeah, and I bet number 11, McElroy, is going to spend a lot of time with some ice bags in the locker room.
McElroy will keep it on the end around at the 30 to the 35, breaks a tackle and carries tacklers. He'll go down for a first down, ball on the 39-yard line. 5.2 seconds remaining.
Kyle Teal on the tackle.
I got to give credit to, well, I'll do it in just a second. It's going to be a snap back, and they're going to spike it. McElroy did with 1 seconds remaining. Coach Worrell, not known as a jumper, he's doing some pretty good vertical, telling his secondary to get back to not give up a Hail Mary with 1.6 seconds left to play.
I don't think he's going to throw a Hail Mary. I think he's just soon run it.
Probably going to try and run it. Been dangerous enough on the ground, shotgun formation. He'll keep it to the 40 to the 45, down out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and I don't see any flags. Yep, there will be a flag. Wanted to wait, didn't see any. It was thrown at the far sideline of Denver City. We will check the flag. It can't end on a offensive penalty. Personal foul against Brock, and that's going to be unfortunate too, because this will be a free play for Denver City. It's going to march them up 15 yards to the 35-yard line, so now you're going to give the Mustangs a chance to do something on the last play of the game. They'll get the ball after half, so you don't want to let them score here.
Prevent defense. 3
wideouts into the boundary. McElroy going to take the snap, going to roll to his right, just going to look to throw a Hail Mary, launches it deep in the back of the end zone, and it is, oh my goodness, it was knocked down, almost intercepted by Tyler Gray, and thankfully when it bounced off his hands, it went out of bounds. That is the end of the first half. It is 36-14. Brock leads over Denver City. Going to take a break, give you a word from our sponsors, bring it right back for the Lamb's Print Shop halftime. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical. We're the good guys. For over
Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
Hello, my name is Gary Lightfoot. I'm the president and CEO of Lightfoot Mechanical. A couple things you might like to know about Lightfoot Mechanical is we're family owned and operated and been serving North Texas for over 30 years. The three main things that I would like for you to know about Lightfoot Mechanical is number one is we try to hire, retain, and train the best people in the industry, bar none. From our service technicians to our comfort consultants to our office people, they're going to be the best and they're going to be the best well trained. You can guarantee that. Number two is that we try to provide you with the ultimate customer service experience. From our technicians, when they enter your home, they will put on shoe covers and respect your property. You will receive a courtesy call when a technician is on the way to let them know they're about to come to your home. The final thing, we do business with honesty, integrity in everything that we do. It's ingrained in our family as part of our company culture, and you can count on that. I would invite you to go by our website. We have over 150 current customer reviews so you can read for yourself how we've done. Thank you.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your number one source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Brock takes a 36-14 lead over the Denver City Mustangs into halftime. The halftime show is brought to you by Lamb's Print Shop, family owned and operated with over 40 years of experience. Lamb's Print Shop is perfect for all your printing needs. Located in Weatherford on 200 Santa Fe Drive. Call them at 817-598-1191 or email Lamb's Print Shop at yahoo.com. Well, we saw some points be put on the board by Denver City, who was able to knife through Brock's defense, and the only knifing that was done by number 11, and that's Cole McElroy. We talked about how fast he is in the open field, and he sure showed it. He took a 65-yard 3rd-and-1 run play, and he's got the opportunity to come back out and do some more damage to the Brock defensive line. What are you looking at if you're Brock going in to make adjustments into the second half?
It's real quarterback that's a threat the way McElroy is. When he can, it's not that he throws well. He doesn't have to throw well. If his receivers are going to be wide open because of the commitment to the run that Brock has to do when he catches that wildcat shotgun toss and he takes 2 or 3 steps up, that's only effective if he's been running well. Well, he's been running well, and their defense is having to collapse down on him and have 9 or 10 guys there to make the tackle on him. And when they do that, Denver City is using a play that he runs up 2 or 3 yards, he stops, he drops back, he throws the ball. And they've had a couple of times where those receivers have been open, he just hasn't been able to throw it well enough. A couple of times they've had a receiver that's wide open, and he's been able to put the ball on him. Tyler Gray had some good coverage on one. Skelton had good coverage on the other one. He wasn't able to complete those passes, but it's not that those passes aren't available. He's just not able to complete them. Well, then if you're telling your defensive backs, stay with your man, don't fall for the run because he's going to stop and throw it. Well, now you got 7 people that you can have tackle him, and that just opens it even more for McElroy to run. And we saw a couple of times there, it was interesting to see someone do that to the Brock defense. We haven't seen that done in a while.
the defense is having all they can handle with number 11, and Corbin Milton had to be the bad guy this week as he portrayed Cole McElroy in something. When you get a position, we'll use a great example when other guys in the SEC had to use one of their quarterbacks to have to portray Cam Newton. It's hard. I know Corbin Milton may be a fast guy, but there's nowhere that he has the speed of number 11 Cole McElroy. When you don't have the speed on the scout team, is it hard to kind of judge where you need to be in case number 11 does break loose?
Probably only the person that they could have put back at the scout team quarterback to portray Cole McElroy this week is maybe Cooper Warren. And they probably didn't want to get a lot of hits on Cooper Warren. So Corbin Milton is a good runner. He runs hard. He's quick, and he was able to portray McElroy so well this week that the coaches voted for him to get a Chrome Dome for the game, and that's pretty good. I mean, you had your two scout teamers, Jace and Kyle Galt, but Corbin Milton, the coaches said, you earned a Chrome Dome this week because of your portrayal of Cole McElroy and how many hits that you took this week. And there's no way you can imitate the speed and the running ability of Cole McElroy, but Corbin Milton did a heck of a job this year so much the coaches decided that he needed a chrome helmet as well.
You don't want to overthink when you go into the second half. You don't want to stop what's working for you. Now, right now, McElroy is doing he can do pretty much anything, and he's getting through on the Brock defense. Do you try and walk your corners up, or do you try and put another defender in the box to stop him? And if you do, two-part question, if you do that, does McElroy get in there and go, hey, Coach, we might have the opportunity to throw to a wide-open receiver coming in the second half?
I think that second part is going to be available, throwing to a wide-open receiver. Those defensive backs they have to play man coverage in a way that they're not going to even be looking to see whether or not McElroy is running the ball. They need to do trail coverage and be right there on him, make him throw a good ball. We've talked about it all season that you have to have a good offensive line to give him time. Well, what's happening to take up for to give him time is all the running that he's doing. And when he runs up and then backs up, he's giving himself extra time because everybody is trying to commit to that run. And when he backs up, he's giving himself extra time that the offensive line couldn't do. But then the extra part of throwing it where it needs to be thrown, having somebody to catch it, that's the part that they haven't been able to do today. Now, when he's running the ball, the coaches feel confident that he's able to run a good long play probably every third play. So if the first one doesn't work and they run this way, then they're going to go the other way. Then they'll try this play. It looks like they have enough confidence in him that even if he gets held for a no gain or 1 or 2 yards, that they still feel like he's a good enough runner and a good enough athlete that he can make something happen on one of these 3 plays. And that's what he's done today. I forgot what drive it was. It was probably the 3rd or 4th drive that he averaged 6 or 7 yards a carry, and he was getting a first down every other time he carried the ball. When he gave it to 34, he wasn't doing anything. Running that play that they ran last year that was successful, they haven't been able to run that successfully against Brock this year, or this game. That the throwing hasn't been a factor. Handed it to 2. I don't know if he's even handed it to 2 more than 1 or 2 times, but 2 hasn't done much at all. Cole McElroy has been the entire team. Those 14 points have been off him faking this way, running that way, his offensive line blocking down here. He guns inside and then he gets back outside, and he's just fast enough that he can do things that other people haven't been able to do on Brock this year.
Thankfully, Brock having a 22-point lead carrying into halftime, so it's going to be a 3-possession ball game. Anything can happen in the state playoffs, have we seen tonight. Teague is only up by 4 points against Rockdale. The Grandview Zebras lead 21-7 against the East Chambers Buckaroos. The 2 games that we saw, Eric and I did coming into halftime, is the Mineola-Whitesboro game. Whitesboro at halftime leads Mineola 15-13, and then the game that is shocking the world right now, I guess I should say shocking the state of Texas, Malakoff all over 4 consecutive time state championship winner Cameron Yo 32-15. We'll pay attention to that game. The only game that Brock is worried about is the Denver City game, but the game that we're looking at to see who we have a possibility to play next week will most likely be the number 6 Wall Seahawks as they leave Littlefield 49-14. We've got stats coming to you from Scott Bowman, we hope. Unfortunately, our statistician, we had to take him off the payroll tonight because he forgot his equipment in Abilene last weekend, we think. So the Wildcats of Abilene have had the opportunity to have a free tablet. Hopefully we'll get that thing returned, and if we don't have any stats, we can go ahead and talk about it. We know that number 11 is all over, maybe closing to 150 yards on the ground. Tyler Gray in that same category. So when you've got 33 and 11 on the other side of the ball, basically what you got to do for Brock, you got to score, like you said, every time you touch the ball, and you just got to do whatever you can to contain 11. If he scores, make him score in 15 plays. Don't let him score in 3.
Well, he has at least 65 yards on one run, plus the time that he did those six-yard clips, that had to be 60 yards. So he's got to have 130 yards. I'm going to go through the stats here in a minute. Let me get them downloaded, then I'll go over those with you.
We'll take a break, bring it right back to you. You're listening to the Lamb's Print Shop Halftime Show. Brock Football brought to you by JPS Productions.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612. Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your number one source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
Years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Welcome back to Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas. You're listening to the halftime show brought to you by Lamb's Print Shop. Greg and Diane have been in business for over 40 years, from business cards, letterheads, and wedding invitations to binding, cutting, and padding. Let Lamb's Print Shop take care of your printing needs. Located in Weatherford on 200 Santa Fe Drive. Call them at 817-598-1191 or email lambspprintshop@yahoo.com. We'd like to thank Scott Bowman for the stats. He's on the sideline in the cold, so he deserves a round of applause. And he makes my partner to the left look really good. Going to kick it over to Eric Morris for the first half stats.
We had some rushing performances out there in this. The 172 yards from Cole McElroy on Denver City. 172 yards. I can't even remember anyone
gave up that much.
A team having 172 yards in the first half, much less one person. On our side, French was 9 carries for 68 yards. Gray was 12 carries for 146 with 4 TDs. Bowman had a TD. Little Page, as we saw, had 2 carries for 32 yards, increasing his 14-yard average to now a 15-yard average.
On only 2 plays. Oh, man.
So Brock ended up with 275 yards rushing, 16 yards passing for 291 yards, which is just a little bit more than McElroy's 172 by his own self.
Well, let's talk about 2 things, and then we're gonna cut to break and let the team warm up. Should be coming out of the locker room here anytime soon, about 8 minutes before kickoff. There's 2 things that we talked about. One, you got to contain 11. He's gone for 172 yards. Even though he's rushed that much, the good thing is if you've only given him 2 chances to score, or 2 opportunities that he's got into the end zone. So if you're Brock, take 11 out of the picture. You know, he's the one that's killing you right now. You know, on the option play, hit 11. On the rollout play, hit 11. I think if you're able to take 11 and make him give the ball off to somebody else on the team, I think we've got good enough athletes where we can make those decisions and be able to make good tackles and keep them out of the end zone.
And that's a good thought in theory, and I think other teams have tried to do that. Childress wasn't able to do it last year. Obviously, Brock wasn't able to do it in the first half here. One of the things that I have noticed about McElroy that he does, and that is he follows his blockers. He uses those people in front of him to set up and get good position on somebody, and then he works off of them. He's not trying to outrun his blockers. He's not trying to juke out anybody. He's just using those blockers, and he has the speed to make those cuts and get around them. And right now, Brock just hasn't been able to get enough hits on him and stop him. Kyle Teal in the back, and as a safety, is having trouble keeping up with him when he gets one-on-one with him. And anybody would. He's probably one of the fastest runners in 3A in the state. So we're having trouble doing that. So we have to stop him at the line of scrimmage. And I understand what you're saying. Let's put all 11 guys on all 11 of our guys on number 11. Let's make somebody else beat us. That's what we talked about in the pregame show. Let's let somebody else beat us. Let's don't let number 11 beat us.
Thankfully, they're not beating you right now, but you don't want to give them the opportunity. And the second thing we want to talk about on the offense is you got to score every drive. So you're able to make a bold decision on your own territory and go for it on 4th down, leading by 20 points. They're able to capitalize, and then after the fake punt score, they go for it on 2. Now instead of up 3 touchdowns, you're up 3 touchdowns and an extra point. So a lot of things have been said by Coach Worrell. He's got a plan. He doesn't want it to be able to come down to the last couple minutes when you're going to have to make Denver City make a decision. He went ahead and take that thought out of it, go up by 22, put your team in a good position. As you come out into the second half on offense, what's Denver City going to try and do? They're having trouble against us stopping the run of Gray and French as well as Dawson Littlepage. What do you think they'll try to do to us?
Well, you know, I was at the Aledo and Mesquite Poteet game about 3 or 4 years ago, and Aledo could not stop Mesquite Poteet. The game was close. They scored, Aledo scored. Mesquite scored, Aledo scored. Mesquite scored, Aledo scored. Neither team could stop the other team. And one particular series, when Jonathan Gray was on that Aledo team, they scored a touchdown, and it looked like Coach Buchanan looked over at the defense coordinator, Coach Wood, and said, "Can you stop them on this next play?"
Just one time.
And he looked at Coach Buchanan and said, "No, we can't." And then Coach Buchanan looked at his offense and said, "Boys, we're going for 2 right now." So they went out there, they went for 2 because they knew if they did it and they got it with the number 1 running back in the state, in the country at the time, that means they're going to have to go down there, and now they're going to have to go for 2. And sure enough, they got the 2-point conversion. Mesquite Poteet drove right down the field in very short time, and they had to go for 2, and they weren't able to get it, and that catapulted Aledo into one of their first state championships, and in the last 6 or 8 that they've had. But that was a crucial play, going for 2 right then. Here's Coach Worrell going for 2. He remembers what happened last year. They only won by 1 point. 1 point made the difference.
On the last play of the game.
And the last play of the game. Now, can we stop Cole McElroy? I tell you, Letty says we can stop him. Tyler says we can stop him. Zane says we can stop him. They're probably going to put Cooper Warren out here in the second half because they need more speed out there. If he does get outside, they need to see if Cooper Warren is as fast as everybody says he is. Let's see if Cooper Warren can run down Cole McElroy. Let's see if he can be that safety just in case he gets outside, that Cooper Warren can do something to help that defense keep number 11 in check.
You've been listening to the Lamb's Print Shop halftime show. Remember, they're located on 200 Santa Fe Drive. You can call them at 817-598-1191 or email lambsprintshop@yahoo.com. I'm going to take a break. Come right back here for the kickoff of the second half in the third quarter, brought to you by Worthington Realty. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. Second half is next. Brock leads 36-14.
Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
Hello, my name is Gary Lightfoot. I'm the President and CEO of Lightfoot Mechanical. A couple things you might like to know about Lightfoot Mechanical is we're family owned and operated and been serving North Texas for over 30 years. The three main things that I would like for you to know about Lightfoot Mechanical is number one is we try to hire, retain, and train the best people in the industry, bar none. From our service technicians to our comfort consultants to our office people, they're going to be the best and they're going to be the best well trained. You can guarantee that. Number two is that we try to provide you with the ultimate customer service experience. From our technicians, when they enter your home, they will put on shoe covers and respect your property. You will receive a courtesy call when a technician is on the way to let them know they're about to come to your home. The final thing, we do business with honesty, integrity in everything that we do. It's ingrained in our family as part of our company culture, and you can count on that. I would invite you to go by our website. We have over 150 current customer reviews so you can read for yourself how we've done. Thank you.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, kickoff for the second half. The third quarter is going to be brought to you by Worthington Realty. You know, Eric, you and I can pretty much say whatever we want to because nobody's listening to this broadcast. The entire city of Brock, they have sold out this home side of Weatherford. Like we said, this is a 6A school. Weatherford is, and the entire town is here tonight.
Brock Nation.
It is an overflow, standing room only. There's got to be another 50 people in the press box in the hospitality room, so just a great showing tonight. Bryce and I are going to get set for the Reese and Piper Team Century 21 Lynch and Associates. They've combined 42 years of experience selling homes and acreage in Parker County and strive to be the best real estate agents in their area. Call Piper Pardue at 817-269-8735. McElroy and Patterson standing back. Patterson will let it bounce in front of him, catch it on his own 15-yard line. Oh, my goodness, breaks a tackle up to the 20 to the 25-yard line. He is going to be tackled by number 20, one of the Patino brothers, and number 19, Kyle Teal, almost had a decleater, but he whiffed. Nevertheless, it's going to be the Cole McElroy show that will start on the own 25-yard line for Denver City.
You got Mikey Golden out there. You got Devin Stentz out there at the defensive tackles. Caden Fain. Pike Langford.
McElroy will stand at the shotgun formation with Lopez to his right. They'll bring Castillo in motion. They'll fake the give. Wind up in the backfield is Mikey Golden, and a swarm of Eagles will take number 11 down. McElroy kept it. He's slow to get up, and that's because he had about 600 pounds on top of him. That's going to be a loss of 2, and there you go. There's your adjustment that you needed to make.
That was a fake handoff to number 34. Except for the fact that nobody on Brock thought he was going to give it to 34. And if he wanted to give it to 34, that's fine. Go run 34. They were all 11 going after number 11 on that play.
Man, made me sound good in the halftime show. McElroy stands in the shotgun formation, and now it will be a timeout have to be taken by Brock. It's a Texas Butane timeout. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. 11:15 remaining here in the Worthington Realty third quarter.
Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
Early personnel problems here at Kangaroo Stadium for the Brock Eagles caused Chad Worrell to about come out of his shoes as he has to call a timeout with 11:15 remaining in the third quarter. Third quarter brought to you by Worthington Realty. Denver City will have a 2nd and 12 after Cole McElroy took a hit from about 7 of the Brock Eagles. Castillo will go in motion. They'll keep it McElroy up the middle, and he is hit immediately again. And just like we talked about, they want to make 11 beat them, and Pike Langford says, no, sir. It's going to be a pickup of 3 on the play, but Cole McElroy paid for it, and now he is hollering at his offensive line that let him get pummeled on the previous 2 plays.
Those plays where he puts the ball in the belly of one of the running backs and runs with him for 2 or 3 yards and then decides to pull it out or keep it or hand it off, those plays usually work on enough not to fall for it. They're going after number 11.
Twins either side. McElroy going to drop back, 3-step drop. Now going to tug it and run up to the 25 to the 30 to 35-yard line, and he picks up a first down. I know that'll tick off Coach Worrell. They had good coverage then, but they weren't accounted for the guy who's beat them all day long, and that's going to bring another first down for Denver City as number 11, Cole McElroy, does it by himself again.
I would say that when he dropped back on that play right there, that was a planned run. He's not going to throw the ball. He's dropping back, widening out the defense, and then now he's taking off.
They're going to motion out Eduardo Lopez wide to the right, going to throw a corner out to the left side. Got a man, and he overthrew number 2. That's Jeremy Castillo. Not a bad ball, put it into position only his wide receiver could make a play, but every ball he's thrown tonight, the ones that were intended it was too far. He'd thrown too far, so not an overthrow, should I say. So having a hard time as McElroy finding wide receivers through the air.
I would say right now, after seeing those last couple of passes, that McElroy is a running back playing quarterback.
They're going to hand it up to Lopez to the right-hand side, and a good tackle in the open field. That's number 25, Letty French. Pickup of 3 on the play, going to bring up 3rd and 7, and Brock going to have another chance to stop Denver City on a long 3rd down. Unable to in the first half as well as the first 3rd down of the drive as McElroy completed a 3rd and 10, so buckle down and let's see what happens.
Here comes the big offensive line, turned tight end, and then they say, you know what, let's go with something else. He's going back out.
Now they're going to take out De La Rosa and put Hernandez in. McElroy will roll to his right-hand side all day to throw. Going to throw across the middle, and it's going to be picked off.
Kyle Teal.
Kyle Teal jumped the corner route and picks off Cole McElroy. They get an NV Day Spa defensive stop. NV Day Spa and Wellness Center is a Parker County's premier site for bio-identical hormone replacement and cosmetic procedures such as Botox, fillers, facials, and peels. Call NV today and book your free consultation at 817-599-9902. Physician-owned and operated since 2000. That's a good way to take him out of the
There's
deal.
our
Make him
running
throw
back
the ball.
playing quarterback. He's a running back. He doesn't need to be throwing the ball. His best attribute is running the ball.
Bowman going to bring Cooper Warren in motion. They're going to fake the give. Now throw the quick drop, and it's caught by Trent Corcoran. Good catch on the quick slant. It's going to pick up 12, a First National Bank first down. So we're seeing different style plays on both sides of offense, and it's working for Brock, but not for Denver City.
That's that turn fake back, looking back the other way. Trent Corcoran running the post. He gets inside position. Again, when he sets his feet, Seth Bowman throws a pretty ball. He put it right between the numbers.
3 running backs into the backfield. Bowman under center, going to give it to the right-hand side, and that's going to be French. He's going to pick up 4 on the play to the 35-yard line. Letty French running hard in a 2nd and 6 with 8:39 remaining here in the third quarter.
This would be a good time for a sustained drive. Take some time off the clock. Put another touchdown on the board. Maybe go for 2.
Same formation, Gossett in the backfield as well as French and Gray. Bowman shotgun formation split by the 2 running backs. Catches the ball. It will be a busted play. Bowman going to keep it up to the 30 and tackled at the 25-yard line. It's going to pick up 9 on the play. It's going to be enough for a First National Bank first down. But that is the first time this season I've seen more than 1 busted play. So the offense up to 3 now. Both of them acquired for good yardage, but you don't want to have your offensive personnel not being able to figure out what's going on.
And the corners for Denver City are trying to get in there on the run plays real quick. They're leaving their man.
Bowman going to bootleg to the right under pressure, going to throw backwards off his body. Look out. Good job by number, I believe, 25, Letty French, who went from playing a wide receiver to a corner as he knocks the ball away. A bad decision by Seth Bowman, but a good job by Letty French creating what could have been an interception going the other direction by number 23, Matthew De La Rosa, and now 2nd and 10.
As a quarterback, when you're throwing the ball, if you can count on your receiver, making sure the other guy doesn't catch it, you'll throw it to him all the time.
Under center, going to toss it to French, running right to the 25, breaks a tackle to the 20, stepping in front of blocks to the 10, down, spins off another tackle down to the 9-yard line, going to pick up, looks like 14 on the play. It's a First National Bank first down for Letty French, hard running, and it'll be 1st and goal.
They're going to run a quick play right here.
At the 8-yard line. Corcoran split out wide to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Bowman under center. Going to toss to Gray to the 5, to the 4. Driving forward. Runs over a tackler, and that is a Guild Mortgage touchdown. Guild Mortgage, if you're looking to refinance your home and get money for that project you've been putting off, call Jennifer Morris at 817-995-1156. If it's a new pool, extra garage, or a kitchen remodel, let Guild Mortgage be the ones to cut you your check. That's 817-995-1156. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NLMS 3274. Plains Capital Bank extra point is up, and it's good. And with 7:33 remaining in the Worthington Realty third quarter, Brock leads Denver City 43-14. Take a break, bring it right back here. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Brock comes out, makes adjustments in the second half. They're able to pick off number 11, Cole McElroy, who ran for 172 yards of offense rushing on the ground in the first half, and they pick him off, and the interception by Kyle Till is capitalized on a 6-yard touchdown score by Tyler Gray. Bryce Nye is set for the Rees and Piper team of Century 21 Lynch and Associates kickoff. I'll get to Eric Morris here in just a second. Nye boots it deep kick, going to be fielded by De La Rosa at the 3, running up the middle to the 15 to the 20, dances a tackle, reverses his field, and goes backwards to the 21-yard line. That's where Denver City will take over. You mentioned something about Letty French, who is so fast. He tends to outrun his block. You said that you saw something you hadn't seen in a long time.
Well, probably in the earlier games, the talent on the other teams was probably not as good as what Denver City has. And we talked about Letty outrunning his blocks. And when you get to the tougher teams, he's going to have to start waiting on his blockers. And right there on that last play that Letty ran right before Tyler scored, he put his hand on the shoulder of his blockers in front of him. He was patient. He allowed them to do their job. He allowed them to get position. And he made a lot out of not much available because he waited on his blockers.
New quarterback in the backfield. It's a bobble snap. Castillo going to have to fall on it, and it is going to be down at the 2-yard line. They ran I guess you could call the true Wildcat this time, as they put Jeremy Castillo in the backfield at quarterback, and he fumbles the snap. He's going to lose 16 on the play, 18 on the play, and it will be second down and 28 from the 4-yard line.
Well, McElroy's still in there. He was just letting Castillo be the Wildcat that time. And looks like they said, okay, we've had enough of that. Let's go back to what we were doing a while ago.
Castillo in the backfield along with McElroy. They're going to hand it up the middle to the right-hand side. It's going to be a spin off a tackler and down. And that is McElroy taking the handoff from Castillo. And they're going to pick up 6 on the play. It's going to bring it to third down and 22. So you ran for 172 yards. Why stop and go with something different that now in your second consecutive drive's not working for you?
Well, it looks like McElroy has had enough for a little while. He had his hands on his hips. He was bending over. They were probably just trying to see if Castillo could get anything going. And now McElroy has gone to the sidelines.
Number 12, Cade Patterson, the sophomore quarterback, is going to be in the backfield. Castillo will stand to his right. 2 receivers to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. It's actually De La Rosa is going to take the Wildcat snap, moves it forward, breaking tackles, and down at the 14-yard line. It will bring up 4th down and a good 20 yards, so the punt team will come out. I mentioned you don't want to overthink what you did. If McElroy is just beat up where he can't run the ball, put it in somebody else's hands like Castillo, who can, hand it off. At least you've got the leadership of 11 out there. They're trying all different kinds of stuff, and it's not working for them. A turnover on downs here after losing 18 on a first play and then an interception last play. McElroy going to go in end-over-end kicks, going to be fielded by French at the 48, up to midfield to the 45, the 40. Look out, 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Keeps his feet to the 10, down at the 5-yard line. Oh, my goodness. And that's what happens when you have your quarterback who has going to be doing special teams. Letty French absolutely clobbered number 11, Cole McElroy, and he is down. I hate to see something like that happen, but if you're Cole McElroy, you ought to know better. Get out of the way. Don't line up against a guy that's got a full head of steam, because 11 was just standing still.
Yeah, and they just showed the replay on the screen, and I'm sure McElroy knew that he's the last line of defense. He's got to stop him from returning that punt. But good night. He's been taking a beating the whole first half. He didn't even come out to play his quarterback position starting the second half. He goes out on the second play to go to the sidelines. They bring him out on the 4th play to punt. Then he wants to try to tackle Letty French, who had a full head of steam going. Letty just ran over him, and number 11 is slowly getting to his feet. big hand for number 11. That's a lot of work he's trying to do out there, putting the whole city of Denver City on his shoulders.
I give him credit for making trying to make a tackle, but man, if you're going to do that against 25, go at the ankles.
Yeah.
Upend him, knock him out of bounds. He tried to tackle him at the chest, and I think Letty took a personal that a quarterback was going to try and make a tackle. He made him pay. That's a huge return. It's going to be a 42-yard return by Letty French. We don't want to negate that. He takes it all the way down to a 12-yard line. He's in the backfield. 7-yard line. I'm sorry. He split out wide. Colin Miller. I'm sorry. That's going to be Little Page in the backfield with Gray. Snap going to go to Gray. Bouncing tackles off the 7 down to the 6. Hard running, but only a pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I noticed that as McElroy was being helped to the sidelines all the way back over there, 51 yards back to the sidelines, that he was wobbling to the left and he was wobbling to the right. I'm going to go ahead and say we're not going to see McElroy come back on the field again.
I have a feeling that Cade Patterson's going to have the quarterback position the rest of the game. Our quarterback, Seth Bowman's got a good field to work with. He's going to bring Warren in motion, cross the line of scrimmage, going to fake the give, and wide open in the back of the end zone. Titus Gossett on the Y pop. We can call it whatever you want to. We know it is Y pop, and it was wide open. Bowman sets his feet, hits number 85 in between the numbers, and that's a Guild Mortgage touchdown. And now all momentum has gone to Brock as they have come out and scored 14 unanswered points as they jog in for the Plains Capital Bank extra point.
That play's worked good for Brock this entire season. Seth fakes that turnaround toss, quickly goes back to his opposite shoulder, throws a quick ball to Gossett, hit him right between the 8 and the 5. Nice little touchdown pass for Seth Bowman.
Plains Capital Bank extra point is up and good with 2 locations in Parker County. Give them a call at 817-598-5400. Plains Capital Bank is a proud sponsor of Brock Eagle football. Brock leads 50-14, 4:31 remaining in the Worthington Realty third quarter. Bring it right back here, back at Weatherford Stadium. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
Over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Bring it back to Weatherford, Texas at Kangaroo Stadium. Brock leads 50-14 over the Denver City Mustangs. Third quarter brought to you by Worthington Realty. Worthington Realty Investments Incorporated, located just off of Santa Fe Drive in Weatherford, Texas. Give them a call at 817-594-0291 or visit worthington-realestate.com. Bryce and I set for the Piper and Reese Century 21 and Associates kickoff. It's caught by De La Rosa at the 10. He's up to the 15, dances to the 20-yard line and tackled at the 22. And that is where Cade Patterson, the sophomore quarterback, will take over for the Denver City Mustangs.
Brock still with their starters out there on defense. Stentz, Fain, French, Andre, Teal, Gray, Langford, and of course Letty and Zane Young.
Cade Patterson will split out wide to the right. Jeremy Castillo in the Wildcat formation with Eduardo Hernandez, the running back, to his right. Confusion on what we're trying to do, what they're trying to do. Play clock down to 1, and now it will have to burn a Texas butane timeout. We'll take one as well. Bring it right back. 4:24 remaining in the third quarter. 50-0. Brock leads. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our
4:24 remaining in the Worthington Realty third quarter. Brock leads 50-14 at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas. We talked about how much of an advantage it would be for Brock to have a home game. Really, you can take this team any place and go up against a Denver City team that wanted a little bit of a revenge of what happened last year at the one-point loss. They're struggling right now to even find out who to put at quarterback. The running back, Jeremy Castillo, stands in the backfield at the Wildcat position. He'll keep it. It's going to go right up the middle of the 20. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Upended as he is knocked down. Thank goodness he popped back up. I was thinking the stretcher was fixing to be called out because he was sandwiched by number 64 and number 22, Jordan Andre and Devin Stentz. Thankfully, 22 pops back up because that was an ugly tackle, much like the what was that, the Giants.
All right, now we get some substitutions. Zach Young, number 4, ended linebacker.
Zach Young going to check out his brother Zane Young. He's going to roll to that right side. Look out under pressure. Misses a sack. Picks up, and it's going to be picked off by Tyler Skelton, who is going to be down at the 33-yard line. Zach Young, in his first play of the game, creates havoc, and he causes number 2 to throw an interception, but it is going to be, unfortunately, Zach Young. It's going to be called for roughing the passer.
Let's see. No, it wasn't Zach. Zach went past him. I'm looking at it on replay. Zach went past him. Whoever else came over there afterwards is the one that got the penalty.
Well, thank goodness Ford didn't get in trouble because he is an animal. We've talked about him so, this is a kid that they look forward to. He's just a freshman. He stands at about 5'8", maybe 160 pounds. I was talking to some of the guys before the game. He has a knack for being able to time the snap. He's so good at getting back in the backfield and able to move his body around and break through blocks and cause havoc in the backfield just like he did there. Castillo working with a fresh set of downs. He will hand it to Hernandez going to the right-hand side, and it is going to be tackled by Zach Young in the backfield after a pickup of 1. So number 4 just wrecking.
And now here's something
havoc.
You don't get to see very often. Zach and Zane both at linebacker. Letty's saying, what's going on? Coach said, hey, you know what? This is a good opportunity for brothers to get to play. It may never happen again. Let's do it on this one play right here.
Steve Young is bowing his chest right now, and I wish he was able to listen. I wish somebody could tell him. Like I said, there's nobody listening to this broadcast because the whole town of Brock is here, but nevertheless, both the young boys are playing linebacker. Castillo is going to hand it off up the middle, and look out. This time it's Zane Young. He
got the ball.
Wrapped up in the backfield.
It looks like he got forward progress, but he dropped the ball. Mikey Golden got the ball, and he was going to the end zone.
Brock now teeing off. Now that number 11, McElroy, is done for the night. He is out with the concussion. It is going to be 3rd down and 10. They will check out big number 81, Israel Vasquez, and put De La Rosa in. So they will have now a 3 wideouts and 2 running backs. Patterson is going to be one of the wideouts, and he's split wide to the right. Castillo looking like he's taking over quarterback for the rest of the game. Castillo going to roll to his right. Now going to stop, throw across the middle, and it is caught. How did he catch that? It's De La Rosa. Squeezed it in between 17 and 22, Young and Andre, and it's going to be 4th and 4, ball on the 44-yard line.
You would never have a quarterback throw that ball right there.
Well, he just threw it. One.
He just threw it. He just threw the ball, and Andre was swiping at it, and Zane was swiping at it. I don't know how it got through there, but somehow it did. It's still 4th down and 4, though. They're going to punt.
New punter is going to be Castillo. He'll stand at his 34-yard line. They will not put anybody back. I don't blame them because Castillo is dangerous in the open field. Going to quick step drop. Good punt. This one's going to land at the 30-yard line and bounce to about the 23. That's where Brock will start. After the Envy Day Spa defensive stop, Dr. Chris Wusterhausen at Envy, a medical day spa and wellness center, has been successfully performing bioidentical hormone replacement for men and women for the last decade. Call Envy to make your appointment now, 817-599-9902. Seth Bowman's night is done. It will be Trent Corcoran, the sophomore quarterback, who will come in to take over for his troops. They'll start at the 24-yard line of Brock going in.
And other than Corcoran, it looks like everybody else is still the starters out there. Hayden Waller's in, by the way, for Corcoran.
Corcoran under center, and they're going to get number 85, Titus Gossett, for a false start.
Even though the cadence is the same words, down hit, down hut, set hike, whatever it is, every quarterback says it just a little bit different. And that right there was what happened on that play. Corcoran saying the signals. Titus is ready to go a little bit too soon.
A minute 10 remaining in the third quarter. Brock leads 50-14 against Denver City. Denver City is banged up, beat up all over across the board, and Brock taking advantage. Corcoran under center, one wide out to the right. They're going to toss to Gray up the middle, drives over a tackle. I don't know how he does it. He picks up 7 on the play. Because of the penalty, it will be 2nd and 8. But he hopped over 2 guys, sidestepped one, jumped over to the right, and then front flipped over for a pickup of 7. And now Dawson Littlepage checks in at running back.
Dawson's been looking forward to having a full quarter playing running back for a long time. He's finally getting to do it.
They'll fake the give to Warren. Trent Corcoran will lower his head and drive it forward, pick up 4. It'll be 3rd in a manageable 4, ball on the 30-yard line.
That's almost the same play that McElroy was running a while ago. He just a quick snap, direct snap to Corcoran, runs the ball to the left side, picks up a few yards.
And I still cringe when McElroy lowered his helmet. I do it the same way when Corcoran lowers his helmet against number 23, the sophomore.
Give it to Littlepage. He wants the ball.
Shotgun formation. They're going to roll to the right. Does Corcoran looking for a wideout? Will throw on the quick stop route. It's caught by Hayden Waller, who picks up 12 on the play, and that's a First National Bank first down to keep the chains moving. And that will be the end of the third quarter. It is all Brock as we go in to the last quarter of the match. 50-14, Brock leads over the Denver City Mustangs. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Trent Corcoran commanding the troops for the offense, driving the ball forward. They'll flip sides. Now will take over at the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line, driving forward. Letty French going to check in the game at running back. You know, I really think that had 11 stayed in the game, we're talking about not a difference decider, but a little better football game to watch. But now Brock teeing off on defense and Corcoran doing a good job on offense. He'll keep it this time up the middle to the 40, turns something into nothing, and picks up 2 on the play. 2nd and 10, keeping the clock moving.
It looks like that Brock has decided they're going to run the same offense that Denver City did with Trent Corcoran. That might not be a bad job to keep it in his hands. He's picking up a few yards here, taking time off the clock. Just like you say, that's not a bad play right there. But you know who wants it? And that's Little Page. Just give it to Little Page. Number 27, here he goes.
Shotgun formation. They'll bring Warren in motion. He crosses the line of scrimmage. Quarterback blitz.
Oh, he's open.
Corcoran going to throw that direction. Wide open. Caught by Warren at the 30 to the 20. 10, 5. Touchdown. Corcoran does a great job capitalizing on the mistake blitz by Denver City. That's a Guild Mortgage touchdown. Your interest rates just got lower.
Right. Hey, Cooper Warren, you talk about somebody who's fast. Cooper Warren is fast. He got off the line so fast. He was so wide open. Corcoran did a rollout. It was a pitch and catch. Cooper caught it behind people. He had to wait on the ball, and still he was able to outrun the defenders to the goal line, and he picked up a good 6 points right there.
Denver City ran a cornerback blitz. They showed it way too early, and when they snapped the ball, they had to get out of it because it was a rollout play. Usually the defense will, anytime you see motion, you want to get out of your blitz. The corner was almost in the backfield, though, and he had to turn around and try and chase 21, and Cooper Warren is just too fast. He beats number 23, Matthew De La Rosa, all the way into the end zone for 57 yards, and now Brock running away with it, 57-14 over Denver City here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. Take a break, bring it right back here for the kickoff.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, set for the Reese and Piper team of Century 21 Lynch and Associates kickoff. If you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell their property now or in the near future, be sure to go with the top producing real estate team in Parker County. Call Reese Atkins at 817-980 or 817-980-8321 or go to reeseandpiperteam.com. Visit their Reese and Piper Team Facebook page for information about the extraordinary listings to see how they can help you market your property. It is going to be Noah and I that will kick it deep, caught at the 15-yard line, going up to the 20 to 25-yard line. A big hit on that left-hand side. Get a number for you in a second. That is going to be number 26. That is one of the JV players. And I hope I'm right when I say this. That's Jace Lopez, the freshman, standing at about 5'8", 155.
He weighed at 170 at the doctor the other day, so he's gained a little bit.
Oh, I don't know about that. Mate, did he weigh with his pads on?
Yeah, I think it's with pads on.
Okay, all right, good. Cade Patterson is going to take over. They're going to hustle Brockia's personnel problems as Titus Gossett will get in late. He's going to end up being right there to make a tackle, but the first penetration is going to be number 4, Zach Young, as he wraps up number 2, Jeremy Castillo. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
You got Zach Young in there now. Looks like Little Page. Patino's in there. You got a couple of guys that are getting some substitutions in there.
I got my roster here in front of me.
No.
This is my favorite part of the time.
Here comes Jake Teskey in the game.
Jake Teskey's going to check in. There's only about 98 players I got to try and look at. I'm going to try and get everybody who checks in. Teskey on the defensive line. They're going to hand it to Hernandez running right, gaining ground, and nowhere to go. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, and unfortunately Jordan Andre made a critical mistake. He tried to clean up Cooper Warren's tackle. He got there a little late, and that's going to be a personal foul, and it's going to, instead of being 3rd and 15, it's going to be a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
And a while ago, we had Zane and Zach Young in the game at the same time. Now, just like last week, we got Matthew and Tyler Gray both in the game at the same time.
Matthew Gray, a sophomore, stands at about 5'6", 165, plays running back, and defensive back, and I hope we get to watch him on offense because he's just as fun to watch as Big Brother is. So the Jordan Andre mistake will make it a new set of downs. Castillo will be in the wildcat position with Hernandez to the right-hand side. They'll snap it, give it to Hernandez running left, big hole up to the 40 to the 45-yard line, and a flag comes in all the way from the back judge, who is 50 yards from the play. That's a pretty good arm by the back judge throwing it that far, and it's going to be a face mask against Brock. That'll be another 15 yards. So instead of a 9-yard gain, it's going to be a 23-yard gain and a 1st and 10 into Brock territory. So you hate to see these penalties come up. You got new faces that are just, they're trying to get to the ball, not necessarily keeping their hands at their sides, and instead you're gonna come up with a face mask. 2 personal fouls in a row.
That official was running wind sprints at the beginning of the game. Now we see he's got an arm too. I guess he played some ball before.
Man, I'm telling you, he threw it way over there. Teskey will check out. Caden Fain comes in. He is late, but he's going to get to the party on time. It's going to be a penalty again on Brock is the nose guard. Well, I think it's on Brock. It should be called on him.
It looked like he was encroachment, and then they got back. No one called anything. Then the Denver City offensive lineman jumped a little bit. They're talking about it right over where the ball is. All 4 officials right there looking at each other saying, what do you want to call? What do you want to call? How about
mic's
this?
On.
Yeah.
They're going to give it a false start. It's going to be on Denver City. That's going to be number 63, Xavier Mendoza. He tried to act like he was drawn off sides, but he waited about 5 minutes.
Here comes the other Patino in for free safety right now.
Trent Patino in for Kyle Till at free safety. Castillo will bring De La Rosa, and he will keep it up the middle, spins off of a tackle, and picks up 2 of the 5 yards on by the penalty, and with 9:30 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Caden Fain, Zach Young on that tackle. Jake Teskey comes in. Caden Fain, who is that? Caden Fain goes out. Jake Teskey, obviously you can tell if you're watching, he's got a white helmet. Everybody else has a chrome helmet. That just means he's not one of the 40 varsity players. He's getting a little extra time in. He's earned it this week on the scout team.
Caden Fain jogged off limping and now sitting on the bench. We'll check on him in a second. Brock Krause the line. Castillo will give to by Trent Patino after a pickup of 6 on the play. Still brings up 3rd and 8 because of the offside.
And that's a brother combination that we don't even think about. Trent Patino and Tanner Patino are both in there right now.
As much as you hate hanging out with your little brother because he always spoils your fun, you gotta love playing football with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tyler Gray and Matthew Gray are out there. Trent Patino, Tanner Patino. That's got to be some fun being able to do that.
Denver City in no hurry to get this play off. They're going to wait till the play clock gets down to 7, trying to run this timeout. Castillo drops back under pressure, now going to tuck it and run to the 40. Now reverses his field. Under pressure, going to just throw it.
Wow.
Heave it up, and it's caught at the 2. It's caught by number 2, Jeremy Castillo. No, I'm sorry. That's caught by number 31, Aaron Cordova. Castillo threw it up in the air. He just kind of threw a Hail Mary no-look pass. That's the kind of stuff you draw up in your backyard, and he picks up 16. It's going to be a 1st down at the 21-yard line.
I think he threw it as he was spinning.
He did.
It was like it was a discus that he was throwing on his turn. He just went up, and the guy just happened to be open.
And if you're a gamer, it's XB right stick forward. 1st and 10, 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Cordova in motion. They're going to give it. Nope, Castillo's going to keep it. He's got running room. Now he fumbles the ball. He's going to retreat and lose 5 on the play. And we've got a injured Eagle on the play. We're going to take a break, bring it right back here to you. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Out of the Texas Butane timeout, injured player is Jake Teskey. He's going to be lifted up and walk off the field under his own power. His buddy Jace Lopez is going to check in for him, number 26 in the white helmet.
Well, Jace got a chrome helmet this week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He had a white helmet last week. Now he's got a chrome helmet. You can't pick him out there like you can the other guys with the white helmet. But I'm sure he's scared to death right now playing defensive tackle.
Jace Lopez, defensive tackle, just brought the line weight down about 85 pounds as he weighs about 140. 7:56 remaining. Brock leads 57-14 over Denver City, but Denver City driving at the Brock 25-yard line. Shotgun formation. Castillo will roll to the right, looking to play. Throws.
I don't think so. Nope.
Just a prayer and a nearly picked off by Pike Langford, intended for De La Rosa. This drive, if you're just joining us, has been negated by 3 personal foul penalties, so a total of 45 yards. Brock has had Denver City now their third time to be third and long, but Denver City has capitalized all 3 times on Brock's mistakes for a personal foul, roughing the passer, a face mask, and then a personal foul late hit. Castillo in the backfield with Hernandez to the left. 3 running backs to wideouts to the right. Going to throw just a prayer up in the air. Great coverage, and it is going to be knocked down. That is excellent coverage by Tyler Skelton, step for step for De La Rosa, and that's going to bring out 4th down and 16. And Denver City will, most with nothing to lose, go for it here.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be going for it. Who else at 30? Looks like Tommy
That's
Merrill.
Tommy Merrill is going to be playing left corner. He's matched up against number 1, Cesar Herrera, the wide receiver, so he'll have man coverage on that side. We'll see if Denver City doesn't go that direction to pick on the freshman.
You don't want to pick on Tommy Merrill. He's fast, too.
They'll roll that direction. They are looking to throw that DeRay, but
He's
it's going to be picked off. Pike Langford up to the 30, to the 40, and he will take it all the way to the house. No flags on the play. Pike Langford takes it 75 yards for the Guild Mortgage touchdown. A mistake by Jeremy Castillo. He had a man open in the end zone, but just kind of threw this quick short route to De La Rosa, and it was picked off by Pike Langford, who takes it all the way to the house for the Guild Mortgage touchdown. 63-14, Brock leads, negating the Plains Capital Bank extra point.
Looking at the screen, you can see Jace Lopez had a beat on the quarterback. He needed 1 or 2 more steps to catch him. He let go of it too early when he didn't want to, threw it right into Pike Langford's hands, made a good double step toward the sidelines, kept himself in bounds, turned it up, got him a touchdown.
Bryce Knight kicks the Plains Capital Bank extra point up and good. We'll take a break, bring it right back to Weatherford Stadium, or Weatherford, Texas. 64-14, Brock leads.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back in Weatherford, Texas at Kangaroo Stadium for the remaining 6:59 of the fourth quarter, brought to you by Texas Butane. Texas Butane Company, serving all of Parker and surrounding counties for more than 50 years. Call 817-594-2612. Texas Butane is a proud sponsor of Brock Eagle football. I want to call it Dawson Littlepage. I think he was upset that Pike Langford jumped the route, because if Langford missed it, Dawson was going to catch it, so he decided to take his frustration out and had a clean out block on Matthew De La Rosa. De La Rosa thankfully got to his feet. I don't know how he did, because he was up in
because Dawson helped him up. Dawson helped him. He knew he put a big hit on him. He helped him up.
Bryce Nye set for the kickoff. He's going to drive it down the right-hand side. Good kick, deep. Caught at the 8-yard line. Going to be taking the left side at the 10 to the 15, 20, 25.
Wonder who made that tackle.
Down on the holy cow. They are fired up down there. Those underclassmen are fired up. That is Kyle Teal, a punishing hit on De La Rosa, and it is just playing to the whistle blows. Everybody getting playing time. Everybody excited to be out there. It's a cool 57 degrees. Great football weather. With 6:52 remaining in the ball game, Castile will take over at the 27-yard line. Tommy Merrill will jog back in at left corner.
The other scout teamer of the week, Kyle Galt, has gone in now for Jace at, what is that, right defensive end, number 64.
Castile will keep it on a quarterback power, nowhere to go, being chased by the left side. That's
Matthew
number
Gray.
32, Matthew Gray. He slings Castillo down. Now Castillo's slow to get up. Boy, it is. Somebody said something about somebody's mother from Denver City, because this defense is playing with just a vengeance against the Mustangs, and from freshman all the way to senior, there is some hard hits going on. Number 67. J.T. Lejeune going to check in at defensive tackle. Lejeune stands about 6 feet, 183. He's a senior. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Jeremy Castillo fumbles the snap,
Matthew
and
Gray
he's going to be recovered. Lejeune on his opening play to play in this game picks up a gift, and I guess he lost it.
Hey, how did he lose it? He fell right on it.
He fell on top of it. He was being...
Matthew got in there so quick, and as soon as he dropped the ball, Matthew moved the quarterback a little bit further out of the way. Lejeune was right there on top of the ball. He must have just had too much momentum, rolled over the ball, and now it's third and a long one, long 15-16 for Denver City.
Matthew Gray and Zach Young, the two freshmen, I'm going to tell you, this offensive line is not small. There's 3 or 4 of those guys that got to be over 300 pounds, and Matthew Gray and Zach Young don't add up to 300 pounds, and they're getting in the backfield. Now the play going to be stopped dead. Timeout going to be taken by Denver City. We'll take a Texas Butane timeout as well. 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Brock leads 64-14 here at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas.
When choosing a propane delivery company for your home or business, Texas Butane Company in Weatherford is the right choice for all your propane needs. Family owned for years, whether it's heating homes, swimming pools, or backyard barbecues, they are there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated service team and experienced set of licensed propane drivers, Texas Butane Company is ready to serve all your propane needs, large or small. Call them at 817-594-2612.
Kyle Galt checks out with Alex Bieber, who will check in, the sophomore defensive end. Beamer will be to the right-hand side. Coming back to Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Brock leads Denver City 64-14. Castillo will roll to his right. He'll have to gain ground, but now up to the 20, reverses to the 15, breaks a tackle up to the 30s, and now taken down by number 7, Tyler Skelton. That is a pickup of 10 on the play, but the penalty still brings up a 4th down, and Denver City deciding on their own 34-yard line, are they going for it or not?
I don't think they have any choice to go for it. What's the difference between
Nothing to
71 and 64?
Letting the clock run all the way down before they make a decision. They will go for it. The offense will stay on the field. Castillo, the Wildcat quarterback.
That's number 7 in there now. Who's that?
I apologize. Number 7, Holden Sutton, the wideout junior. He will take the snap and roll to the right, and he is going to be tackled in the backfield, driven down. That's number 32, Matthew Gray. That's a Envy Day Spa defensive stop for the freshman. He is playing very well for the time that he has, and now the offense will check back on the field, and we've got everybody and their dog out there with a chance to play. Number 22, I believe that's Skylar Collier will check in. Tommy Merrill is up there as well.
Cole Lightfoot's coming in at quarterback.
Hayden Waller at wide receiver. Cole Lightfoot will jog in. Cole Lightfoot stands at about 5'4", 140 pounds. Tough kid. And he's going to command his troops up to the 30-yard line.
He's got Merrill in the backfield with him.
Snap will go to Patino up to the 15 to 25. Patino breaks loose. He's going to hit his head of the goalpost if he doesn't end up in Brock, Texas, driving through the end zone, and he takes it in for a Guild Mortgage touchdown. That will take it to 70-14. So back-to-back playoff games, 70 points scored with the Plains Capital Bank extra point.
Well, the freshman and JV team that played last week, they knew if they didn't score with 3 or 4 minutes left in the game that coach was going to have them kneel down. And right there, Patino said, I'm going to score, guys. Give me the ball. I am going to score. And he did. He ran through there like he shot out of a rocket.
If anybody tried to tackle him, there would have been an explosion. Bryce Nye kicks the Plains Capital Bank extra point up and through the upright, 71-14, 3:35 remaining in the ball game. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
For over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Back at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas, Brock leads Denver City 71-14, just about 3.5 minutes before we wrap this one up. Got some scores from around the area that we're going to get to you to talk to you about who we're going to have the opportunity to play next week. It will be a rematch between the much-hated Wall Hawks, but there were 2 upsets in the making of Cameron Yo and Teague.
Wall ended up winning 63-27. They're putting it on their site that they would love to come to Weatherford and play Brock. Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely. We'll take them right here as well. Bryce and I are going to kick it off. It'll be fielded to the 15-yard line up to the 20. Castillo upended at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. What about the Malakoff score?
Let's see. Malakoff. Oh, that must be a... Malakoff still up 32-23. It's in the third quarter. Malakoff over Cameron Yo. The other upset that's going on right now is White Oak over Pottsboro, and that's a big one. Pottsboro was anticipating going deep in the playoffs this year.
We'll check that Teague score shortly as well. That was a close one against, I believe it was Brownfield, 15-13. Brownfield lead. Holden Sutton, the junior, will take over at the Wildcat quarterback. He'll hand it to the left to Mendoza, will drive forward for a pickup of 3, and then a little extracurricular activity as number 74 drove one of the Brock defensive players down the field after the whistle blow, but no harm, no foul, obviously.
Hey, Jace Lopez finally got him a tackle right there. Put the big hit on him.
Lopez, Merrill, Andre, Zach Young, Hayden Waller making up some of the names on defense.
Beamer.
2.5 minutes left in this one. Sutton will give it to Mendoza, running left to the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Tommy Merrill drove his guy back about 30 yards as he was trying to get that direction to help on the play, and De La Rosa wasn't having any part of it. Number 9 checks in. That's Nolan Sheldon, the junior 5'9", 160-pound defensive back, and he'll come in for Skelton, who's done a heck of a job tonight, and that man needs to get some love from those coaches.
I think Little Page is the only starter still in the game, if he's a starter, this week.
Sutton, with 2 running backs either side, going to hand it to Mendoza, who is hit in the backfield and then finally driven down to the ground. That looks like it is Zach Young. Zach Young playing with a vengeance. I believe every time he tries to make a tackle, it's for no gain or a loss in 4th and 3 with Denver City, and they'll go for it they're going to have a snap of the play with just under a minute left.
Mineola ends up beating Whitesboro 21-15 today. That was
that's what it was, Mineola.
Upset in the making. Mineola ends up coming back.
Probably going to see the last offensive stat for Denver City. They're going to hand it right. No, it's going to be picked up. De La Rosa going to get it at midfield to the 45, to the 40-yard line. He's going to pick up a big run. That's going to be a gain of 27 yards. 54 seconds remain. Clock will stop while the chains are reset. Brock wants to finish strong. They're going to win this one by a large margin, but don't want to give up another score, especially these guys have the opportunity. They got to hit their starters on scout team the entire time all week long, so now the opportunity to hit somebody else besides your fellow brethren is something you want to be able to do.
Looks like Coleman and Cisco are going into double overtime, tied at 28.
De La Rosa going to take the snap this time. He's going to pick up 4. 2nd and 6. Now 20 seconds left in the game. That may be it.
Muleshoe 28-20 over Breckenridge right now with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter.
Down to 5 seconds. Denver City going to run one more play. It's going to be keeper to the left side of the 35. Going to be tackled. Zach Young puts a nail in the coffin. Final score from Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas. All Brock 71-14. We'll bring it right back here. Give you a little post-game coverage and who we're going to have an opportunity to play next week. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions.
Family. Worthington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.
Final score tonight at Kangaroo Stadium. It is only the third time this year that Brock has given up double digits points. They gave up 14. It's the 6th time they put more than 70 points on the board in the second consecutive in the playoff game. They beat Denver City 71-14. Now we can talk about it. It's a game that the Wall Seahawks have been looking forward to for almost 15 straight games. They're going to get a chance against Brock. It was an upset last year. It's going to be two heavyweights going at it this year, as number 2 versus number 6 will be next week. Wall won handedly tonight. So the game that probably the entire state of Texas in 3A is looking forward to, Cameron Yoe, the 4-time consecutive Texas state champion, is in jeopardy. So a new team could be crowned the opportunity if Cameron Yoe does not come back in this ball game. Things that you look forward to, and we'll get real quick before we wrap this one up. Things you look forward to seeing next week in a game, probably the game of the state 3A tournament.
One of the goals that Coach Worrell likes to achieve is the opportunity to practice on Thanksgiving Day. And every year his mom says, Chad, you're going to be here for Thanksgiving this year. And every year Coach Worrell says, I hope not. And this is another opportunity. These guys are going to get to practice on Thanksgiving Day on Thursday. It's one of the goals that they set at the beginning of the season. And the whole town of Brock comes out there. Last year there was about 100 people out there. They had a nice walk-through victory line out there. The kids were so pumped up and fired up. And obviously we as parents know that's what was able to get them over the top and beat Wall last year. So I'm sure there'll be another 100 and something people out there Thanksgiving Day, 9 o'clock in the morning, to run to that victory line and show our Brock football team how proud we are of them. Next week with Wall, it's just going to be the game that everybody wants. You know, we thought we had seen a good team tonight in Denver City, and they had some good things that we couldn't stop, but they couldn't keep themselves on the field. McElroy couldn't keep on the field. Wall last year, I remember watching the film and comparing their team to our team. I'm not sure that we had anybody other than Clay Marr that could have started on Wall's team last year. This year, we're going to find out if we're that good. And last year, Clay Marr was the difference. Their kicker versus our kicker was the difference in the game. Their kicker missed a field goal on the last play of the game, was wide left, and that's how Brock was able to end up winning the game by 1 point. And this year they're going back. Brock knows how good Wall is. Wall knows how good Brock is. And Wall's not going to take Brock lightly, and Brock knows they're not going to take Wall lightly. It's just going to be a good old smash-mouth football, and may the best team win.
I'm going to try and be able to hydrate because I know I don't want to pass out during next week's game because it's going to be a good one. We're really excited that we get an opportunity to go play for a third consecutive week in the playoffs. There may be 100 people on Thursday practice for Thanksgiving. There were 6,000 here tonight as they sold it out. Proud of this Brock Nation. Final score tonight from Weatherford in Kangaroo Stadium, 71-14. Brock wins it. They'll face the Wall Seahawks next week. Want to give a good shout out to the Denver City Mustangs on a heck of a season, making it to the playoffs for the second consecutive year in a row. Safe travels to you guys all the way back to Lubbock. Safe travels to the Brock Nation. You're listening to Brock Football, brought to you by JPS Productions. We'll see you next week on the game of the year, Brock versus Wall.
Over 30 years, Lightfoot Mechanical has provided prompt, professional, and friendly service to residential and commercial customers throughout the Weatherford and Fort Worth region. We specialize in air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services, from installations to repairs and preventative maintenance. Quality, customer satisfaction, and integrity are our top priorities. Lightfoot Mechanical, we're the good guys.
Wellington Realty and Investments Incorporated has been in business for 30 years and has always put our clients first. We like to say we have hometown service and hometown pride. Mark and Dottie Worthington have both been Realtor of the Year and Board of Realtors Presidents. Mark is a recent past president of the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. Avid supporters of football from the Pee-wees to the pros. Proud to have 11-year veteran and current number 91 of the Dallas Cowboys in our family.
With over 2,000 saddles, Teskey's is your #1 source for equestrian needs. Along with the latest fashions in the boutique, we have over 100,000 square feet of saddles, tack, feed, and more. As one of the most trusted names in the horse industry, we can guarantee that you'll find the product you need at the quality you expect at a great price. And now we carry firearms, both used and new, along with ammo and gear. Teskey's, your one-stop shop from hat to hoof.